know.
All right, we're live, y'all. All right, we're good. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight. Welcome to the Big Blue Sports Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Lando the Sport Lando. We got a lovely show for y'all tonight, and as you do, we have some very special guests. Before we get into it, I'm gonna have them introduce themselves one by one, and you'll see what kind of special athletes they were. So we're gonna go to my right.
I'm Rico Toffland from Gonzales, Louisiana. Went to the great high school at East Ascension. Played baseball, was my main sport, football. Now I hand it off to my right.
Yeah, my name's Peyton Jacob. Came from Reserve down the street a little bit, but went to Riverside Academy. My freshman year, I played football, baseball, soccer, swimming, and golf all in 1 year. Came down to my senior year, I just shaved it down to 2, football and golf. So it's a lot.
Rusty Strubeck, Central High School, class of 92. McNeese State University, class of 97. Played high school football, college football. 4A state champions in baseball at Central High School. East Baton Rouge Parish, y'all.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. As I said before we start, a little round of applause. All the great, wonderful athletes, former or current. All right, y'all. So the first topic we're going to get into, as everyone knows, football is right around the corner. NFL preseason.
Right around the corner, Mike. That means it's right there.
Oh, yes. NFL preseason just started last week on August 3rd. It was the Hall of Fame game. And there'll be more NFL games this coming Sunday. Thursday, Sunday, and Friday. And then we have college football coming in at the end of the month on August 26th. There will be 3 to 4 games. I know the first one is Notre Dame versus Navy. So that should be a fun one. And then the week right after that, all the main colleges and universities will get their seasons going. Very excited about that. Guys, how do y'all feel about the college football season? Almost underway.
I think that LSU, I'm going to speak with LSU first because that's my team. Nobody else must start on because that's what Louisiana got started on. It's probably mostly people that are watching right now. So, LSU, it always comes down to LSU. Everybody's got this big controversy over, the Florida State game from last year. We started off with Florida State again. In my opinion, if we played the same exact game, we'd have played against Florida State last year, same exact play, same exact everything. If it had been a third game, we'd have won. That's my opinion. Because LSU, you got a lot of people that are just starting off in LSU. Tiger Stadium, that's a big atmosphere. Even though they played New Orleans that game or whatever
With a new coach.
Yeah, with a new coach. You gotta feel the atmosphere. It takes the Tigers a lot to warm up in the beginning, in my opinion.
See, that was last year.
Yeah.
So last year, that's all it erased.
Right.
Now, there's a new camp. There's a new camp of players, a lot of new camp of players.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, that fight they had on the field at practice with all the players, that to me tells me that this team is ready to go. Because when you're playing in the SEC, SEC is strong and hard. Even Vanderbilt.
They're definitely
So,
ready to get it.
yes,
Everybody's definitely ready
you're
to get it.
going to go out
it's
there
approaching.
and you're going to
It's
get beat, and you're going to get, you're
Absolutely.
going to play.
They have more games under their belt together. They have lost a lot of people, but I think Coach gets them back together and they get going again this year.
I like that.
Yes, I definitely like that. Like I said, last statement I made. So now we're going on Florida State this year, right? So the Tigers need to wake up. They need to realize that this is the game. This is gonna put you.
This is going to set the tone
Yes,
here
you have to
the
set the
whole
tone.
year.
It has to set the tone.
First game is always very important.
Especially when you play a team like Florida State. Florida State is no pushover. They're going to have to come out with their A game. There's not going to be no warm-up game. The Tigers are going to have to come out and be ready to play in the first game of the year, and that's going to set the tone for the rest of the year.
That's I agree. I mean, it comes down to, they need to take it into perspective that this is not a third game. This is not a fourth game. This is not an Alabama. This is not a crazy, Georgia bowl game or something like that. This goes on your record. This goes on your record for your team, your coach. Your coach is still trying to prove his way in Louisiana. You want to do everything you want for everyone.
No, it's not gonna have. This is not gonna make or break the season, but this is gonna be a big impact on the season.
Right, man. You gotta start off strong for your state, and for everybody else that supports you.
All right, so I got a question. So this first game, when they come out and the Tigers run out on the field and the stadium roars, they come out and they show everything they have, or they just come out and just do smash mouth football?
Man, I mean, you do smash mouth football all the time, in my opinion. I mean, you're always going out there and smash mouth football. But it comes down to a point where you have to have discipline with that smash mouth football. You always want to tell that guy, yeah,
show the spread. You're going to show the spread.
If it comes to where you need to show things that you don't want to show,
yeah,
where you in the middle of the season, then show it. This is a big, important game.
It is. I mean,
you must win this game.
And I mean, it hypes it up so much more because they beat us last year, and it's basically, we don't have exactly the same team last year, but I mean, it's a great team just like last year. I mean, we got Jaden Daniels coming and starting, once again. I mean, that's your leader of your team, man. He, in my opinion, he needs to do more passing yards. He had a couple games last year to where he had like 100 barely in passing yards in these big games, and then we're coming away with the wins. I mean, I know you guys rushing and stuff like that on the side, but you have to have.
Well, I can tell you
have to put up at least 250 a game in the SEC.
But with the offensive line they had last year, I agree.
Protection's everything.
Going with Daniels all year. He could get out the pocket. He could throw the ball when needed. He's the best option for LSU right now.
Yeah. Well, this is just a wing opinion, man. Take that guy. That's the fastest guy on the field. Put him on the outside. Let him go catch that ball. Let him go put Nussmeier in there. Let him go catch that ball. On the outside, man. Nobody's faster than that guy. I mean, there is. But that dude is so athletic and he's so long and lengthy. He can flop. But you know what I mean. That's not gonna happen.
You
but
put the ball in
that's
his hands
crazy to
from the
think.
get-go.
It's crazy to think.
What can happen?
Exactly.
He can pitch it. He can throw it. He can run it. There's no telling what this guy can do.
Nobody's touching that guy on the outside, in my opinion. You put him on a wide receiver and let somebody sling it to him and let him go get it. Nobody's going to mess with that.
But
you
also have to remember the team chemistry, because these guys, they gather and they team around a person they like. And they like Daniel. He's a leader. They like him at the quarterback. He said, look, Nussmeier is a great quarterback.
He can play anywhere else.
He could play anywhere. But the team rallies around a leader. They rally around who they want. You can forget about all the hype and all this and that. The team's going to rally around one player. And when they rally around that player, they got success.
There's definitely no taking nothing from Nussmeier. He's a great quarterback, great pocket passer. But what LSU has had last year, they couldn't protect the quarterback.
Exactly.
So you needed somebody to get out there, out of the pocket.
Protection.
My favorite thing to say about Nussmeier is this is a great example of a little story. I went to Alabama for vacation. Yeah, I know beach. But I went to Alabama on vacation. I was talking to this guy that I had just met randomly and stuff like that, and he was a Georgia
fan. Alabama fan?
No, it was Georgia. He was a Georgia fan.
But it was random.
Yeah, I just had met him on the beach. Yeah. So it's a random Georgia fan. I just found him on the beach. So we get into controversy. I'm up for LSU, he's for Georgia, and he said something about how LSU couldn't hang with Georgia this year and stuff like that. My first opinion, it made him be very quiet after that. That's all I'll say. He was like, I said, man, don't get me into that. We put in my QB2, Nussmeier, and he literally embarrassed y'all in one half and put up over 300 yards on y'all.
He played a good game.
Oh, there's no doubt.
He couldn't say nothing else. He couldn't say nothing else after that. I said, dude, even in the bowl game, after our QB1 got hurt, Nussmeier came in there in one half and put up 300 on y'all. I don't want to hear anything about Georgia being great against LSU.
Nussmeier is a great quarterback, but you got to look at the inexperienced line we had. You had to have somebody that get outside the pocket.
Protection.
And that's why he
protection.
just wasn't in.
Protection.
But when it comes down to it, I mean, when people ask about Nussmeier, that's the example I'll give them. You know, I mean, people dogged him because he made that long throw or whatever, and in the interception that was basically in the end zone, but that was also after he had over 250 yards and some passing touchdowns. And
Well, yeah, people are gonna look at the negative.
yeah,
I mean, you can do so many positives to it doesn't matter, but you make one bad mistake and people are gonna remember that.
yeah, exactly. But it's like when it comes down to it, I'll tell people this when they tell me that. I'm like, man, look, you have to look at if Nussmeier would have started from game one. If that's what he did in one half against the best football team in the nation, I mean, in my opinion, last year and stuff like that, and he did that, and he put up them yards. But whenever people take one little controversy like that, they don't understand that if he'd have started week one, he would have never made that throw. And if he would have made that throw, that was interception, he would have probably landed it perfectly. Perfectly. He would have had 12. Yeah. I mean, he didn't have any experience on the football field like that. I mean, even though he's a high school athlete, he played in these certain types of pressure games and stuff like that. He was great and stuff, but I mean, dude, that's a whole different atmosphere when you get in the SEC.
Oh, I agree.
You know what I mean?
That's like playing in the NFL. And
Yeah,
this year, I'll tell you
you're
what,
playing against NFL prospects. Now, literally, people are going to.
Oh, they're not prospects. They're going to
Exactly.
NFL. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. Like you're in the SEC. You're not playing against like college people. You're playing against people that are going to NFL.
Pac-10,
Yeah. I mean, oh yeah.
Big 12.
Yes.
as an LSU fan, I will not be excited unless LSU makes the playoffs. I think they have the team to do it. I think they have the coach to do it. There's no reason they shouldn't make it there.
The players are there.
Right.
They just got to bring it all together.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like I was saying earlier to you guys previously, I had said that I had heard about an interview with Brian Kelly. And, excuse me. Brian Kelly was asked by the interviewer. The interviewer said, "So, hey, Brian Kelly, Kim Mulkey did it in 2 years. Jay Johnson did it in 2 years. Brian Kelly, this is your second year. Are you sure that you can win a national championship this year and keep the streak going?"
Yeah.
And then Brian Kelly immediately in that interview responded, "No, I definitely will need another year for recruitment." So before anything,
You can look at that in two ways.
I mean, yeah, but in my opinion, if you're thinking like that already, you might as well start Nussmeier this year to get them prepared for next year if you don't think you can win this year.
Well, I want to comment on that. Because I played college football, McNeese State University, class of '97. Thank you. I was on a football team, and our head coach, Bobby Kiesler, would walk in there in these private player-only meetings, and he would tell us, "Don't listen to me when I talk to the media. What I say to the media has nothing to do with you. It's for them because they're
I can agree with that statement.
hacks.
I can definitely agree
They're
with that statement.
fish hacks. Whenever I talk to the media, I talk to you personally. But what I tell them is nothing to do with how I feel and how we play and what we do here. It's all in-house."
I
I'm
can
gonna tell you this.
definitely back that statement. I can definitely.
I'm
back
not
that
going to
statement.
question what Brian Kelly says right now because what he has done up to this point is phenomenal.
Yes.
Who would have ever thought LSU would be where they are right now
Yeah,
with Brian Kelly just taking over?
yeah.
To make it all the way to the SEC championship game last year, when that was his first year, when nobody really was expecting much, I think it was a huge accomplishment.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm not down Brian Kelly by any means. I'm not discriminating on his past
And you know,
success with LSU, but
Ooh,
I will
that's a
say,
big word, discriminate. Where you
people
learn that
question
from?
Brian Kelly coming over from Notre Dame said he didn't play enough great teams.
yeah.
Oh,
He
yeah.
couldn't build a good team.
Right.
But, I mean, but now that he's here at LSU, look what he's done
Yeah, yeah.
in just a short amount
Look
of
what
time.
he did with the athletes he had at Notre Dame. He did
He
well.
did great.
He did
I mean,
well.
Your recruiting at Notre Dame is very, very slim.
It's very
Come to
slim.
LSU and it's wide open.
Just to be able to get into the school because of the grades.
And
He's got people to buy into his program, and I think they're doing a great job.
Yeah, I do agree. I mean, the transfer portal and NIL deals are legit now. You know, that's a real thing
Most
So now-
college coaches hate the transfer portal.
It's horrible.
Like, that's also people
But
like
you
Nick
gotta
Saban,
learn
you know,
to
just like
love
on
it.
it. Dynasty.
That's right.
Because that's
This is the new atmosphere. This is the new era.
Yeah,
That's right. This is the new era. You got to learn to love.
yeah.
You got to learn to love it.
Yes.
That's where you're going to get a lot of your veteran players, a lot of good players too. Look at what LSU got last year.
Exactly.
We've never been where we were last year without the veteran players we got
I
in
mean,
that deal.
Old school like me, I can't stand this because when I played college football, if you left the school, you had to sit out a year.
Right.
You know, and I can't stand this. But guess what? That's not the rules anymore.
Oh, it's changed
There's
now,
new
and
rules.
you
It's
gotta
changed.
adapt.
And you have to adapt. And if you adapt, you're going to succeed. And if you don't, you're going to die.
And look at the teams that have succeeded. They've adapted.
Yes.
Two things I want to point out real quick, y'all. First, I want to welcome Lynn to the show, our wonderful neighbor. Lynn, thank you for joining us tonight, man. Really appreciate it. Lynn III, he's our neighbor. He lives down the street. We love him and his wife. They do so much. They've done so much great things for us. We love you, y'all.
Leonard.
He said he said in the chat, "What's up, my peeps?" And he said, "I'm living the hotel life for a while. I'm missing home."
Hotel life.
All back.
Yeah, man. We love you. We miss you. Leonard, love you, baby.
Yep. And then second thing I want to do, Dad, I want to ask you this question: if the transfer portal was today, would you want to transfer to another school, or would you just want to stay and play at McNeese where you are?
Don't lie either.
Whoa. So hold on now. So one question at a time. Thank you. No, I would not have transferred because I loved my team.
I'll call bullshit.
I loved it. So what are you saying?
If he could have went to LSU and won a national championship,
So-
where do you think he'd have went?
LSU was garbage. They were garbage. I would have put.
Okay. If
I
he
would have
would've
put
went to
out
a winning
in
team,
1995. McNeese. I would have put our first 11 on defense and first 11 on offense against any team in the
So if you
SEC.
could have went to the national champion that year, would you have went?
What do you mean?
Who was the national champion that year?
What year?
I don't know. You old. I don't know that far back.
So
1995 when y'all won.
like what college team? What Division I team? We were Division I AA. We went to the playoffs.
You also have to understand that LSU baseball was on a very high rise in that period of time. I mean, that was a great atmosphere to be in for sports in LSU.
Oh, we
You know,
were the 90s.
Yeah, like Jason Williams and all of them, you know, at shortstop, you know, and like that was a great era of like the 90s. It
I
really
was a
was.
fullback. It was all 3 yards in a cloud of dust. And now you're talking about baseball.
Well, I know. I'm just saying, like that's a great, like
No, he's just making a reference.
Yeah.
Okay.
like
No.
yeah, you're,
I
you
would
know,
not have changed. So I had, all right, I'll tell you this. I'll tell everybody this. I had 3 invites. Northwestern State, Nichols, and McNeese State all invited me to come to their campus to entertain me, to offer me a full scholarship. I paid $66 for my scholarship. That was a parking tag to park in the parking lot. $6 a semester.
How much for your alcohol?
Yeah. That was on my own dime. Anyway, my first visit was to McNeese. And when I went there, I was sold. I was sold on the program. I was sold on the coaches. I was sold on what they were doing there.
And y'all had a good program, right?
Yes, and I told them, I told Nichols and I told Northwestern State, I don't want to come to, I had 3 offers to go and they would pay for a hotel, they would pay for meals to come visit the university. I told both Nichols and Northwestern State, no thank you, don't waste your money. Why? Because I saw the winning program. I saw it in their eyes. I saw in their heart.
So, do you think these guys today feel the same way about going to a team, or do you think they look at the money?
A lot of people look at the money if they get the money.
I think,
that's a real
I
thing.
think the introduction and the NIL deals,
Yes,
ever since that
they look
started,
at the money.
So you're saying there's no more
I'm making
passion
money.
in the team you go to?
I believe,
Passion or dedication is what it is dedication.
No, passion and dedication, that's not the same thing.
Like
yeah,
that's
they're pretty much the same word. But my thing is with the ever since the NIL deals came into fruition, what has happened is what I was worried about was when players are getting paid, when college athletes are getting paid the way they do, are they still going to have the same motivation and energy when they go out there and play their sport, or when they get the money that they get, are they just going to be like living high on life and just be like, man, I'm rich, I wouldn't do this.
If they do that, then they're not a good soul.
Well,
Because you play the sport, or you play the sport to win.
the best thing.
College football, it seems to me that's where it's at now. They are all about the money. They don't care what school they go to.
Right.
Whoever's paying the most, that's where they're going to.
That's BS.
So
Can I
like,
say
so like,
bullshit?
What you got?
Then go ahead, buddy.
so like basically what Landon went, like, I'm gonna hit the direct point of what you were going on. You know, the motivation of, you know, if you already got the money, then why like what you're saying is if I already have the money in this college atmosphere, then it will set me up for the rest of my life. I might as well not try as hard to get into the NFL. That's what you're saying. So I mean, there's a
That was one of the issues that they discussed when they allowed
So-
really want to pass this bill.
in my opinion, there's two routes that somebody can go with that. You know, the first route is, you know, once you get a taste of that money, dude, that's not like, I mean, most people that are at that college level that are going into the NFL and feel like they get, I mean, if they have NIL deals, they'll probably get into the NFL no matter what. So like, they're not gonna, in my opinion, they're gonna try even harder because they're getting a whiff of that money, dude. When you get a whiff of millions of dollars, you don't even realize what that does to a person's mentality, man. That makes them go
Especially
hard.
as young kids.
I guess it just depends on the individual, you know, where their mind is.
And,
like,
and
when
think about what we're talking
Like
about.
you
We're
said,
talking
guys,
about
is it going to be either are they going to have the dedication to want to play, like actually play for this team?
Exactly.
Like me
What are
personally.
you there for? Are you there to play the game, or are you there to make money?
Right. Like, look, like me.
If you're there to make money, you're to hell with everybody else.
I
The
mean,
hell with them.
like you have to realize
So-
like that can go two ways, you know. I mean, what's the biggest NIL do right now? Y'all know, like what's the biggest
I don't
money?
know the exact
I do know it was either Bryce Young's deal or
Bryce Young, but he's gone now.
What I think
Bryce Young was the biggest.
that
So
man,
how many
that
millions?
kid that went to Texas.
He doesn't have NIL yet. He doesn't have NIL yet.
That Manning
NIL
kid.
yet. No.
What's his
That
name?
Arch
Trump
Manning.
kid.
So this
Yeah, I think it's their nephew. What's his name?
Archie Manning, yeah.
Arch. But they
So-
said
Arch Manning is not allowed to sign any NIL deals as of right now until he's considered a starter for Texas, and that's what his dad has told him. Like his dad has told him not to sign any deals yet until he's a certified starter.
he's the
He has
most
no NIL.
underrated,
Arch has no NIL right now.
quarterback.
Arch has zero NIL right now because he has been offered an NIL, and that's not a disclosure or anything like that. But he could probably still sign it. But his dad is not allowing him up. So what I've heard from a great source, his dad is not allowing him to sign any NIL deals until he is a starter. Until he's certified as a starter.
He's trying to get his profit.
Are you
Not even that, I mean-
are you going to disclose this source?
I mean, I heard it from a great guy who keeps up with a lot of sports. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm right.
That's the best thing I can say. I mean, like, and it, I mean, you know, it's that is. I mean, that's a strong. You know, don't hold me 100% for that. I mean, but I mean, that's what I mean. That's what I hear. That's what I hear. I mean,
And when I
nobody
hear-
just spits that out of nowhere. I mean, you know,
What I
like,
hear is, if
you can
his
take that how
last
you
name
want,
wasn't Manning, then he wouldn't be getting near the offer.
Thank
he got.
you.
I guess you can actually look it up.
Thank you.
I haven't actually looked it up yet. I mean, I trust people's words.
So,
Some
I mean,
people that
I
I talk
guess
to on
it's
sports
up
and
to
stuff. But
everybody to look and see what this guy looks like. You decide if he's good enough for him.
yeah, I mean, NILs. I mean, that's a real deal, you know. But there's also like, so what I was saying, there's a great point about NIL money, about how I'm still on how the motivation and stuff like that is going, you know. So like, What was Bryce Young's NIL deal? We still
Oh,
never
so it
disclosed
was
the
big.
number. It
So
was big. Like I was just
I think it was $1 million.
Like $1 million?
So Bryce Young actually he still has the record for the highest NIL deal by any college athlete. He made $3.5 million.
Okay,
That
so
was a lot.
$3.5 million. How old was Bryce Young at that point? Whenever he
He
signed an
was
NIL deal,
22.
22.
He
You
said he
cannot
was
survive.
21, somewhere around
You
there.
cannot survive on.
Yeah,
You cannot.
that's about right.
You cannot. $3.3 million at 20 years old. I mean, in today's life, in today's inflation and everything that's going on, you can't retire.
Global warming.
You can't
Global
retire with
warming.
$3 million.
But
You
think
cannot.
about it
You
as a
cannot retire with $3 million at 20 years
But
old.
think
I'm
about
sorry.
it as a 20 or
You cannot.
21-year-old. How much money does that sound like to you as a 20,
Exactly.
21-year-old?
Exactly. But I
That
mean, they
sounds
also
like
have
a
people.
whole lot of money.
I got
Like,
an NIL deal when I was in college.
Yeah.
And that's Bryce Young's record. That's Bryce Young's record. Like all these
Wait,
NIL deals.
Well, it wasn't NIL at the time, but I mean,
Yeah, it was under the table then. This old boy.
Oh, there you go. Oh, guys, by the way, if you don't know where Magnesia State University is, it's located in
Lake Charles, Louisiana, the Chuck, baby. If you can't get laid in the Chuck, you can't get.
And I don't blame you if you don't know where it's at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously, most of us, the other three of us, Peyton and I, we went to Samuel High School, and then
Oh, that brings up good. Yeah.
I went to Riverside.
Central High School,
Yeah.
Riverside.
No,
Well, we got
nobody
all
wants-
kind of contradictions here.
Nobody wants to claim Son of
Central High School, East Baton Rouge Parish boys. Y'all know where it is, yeah.
We don't even need
My bad.
dollars. Just let him talk.
No, you're good. Yeah, I went to Riverside. I was living out here my senior year, but like I'm a rep on what he said about his team. You know, about his brothers, and he couldn't because they were lose loyal to him. Like I was playing football at the time, and we had just got out of a state championship run my 2015 year, so which was my junior year of football, and we had lost in the state championship to Notre Dame. I think the score was like 9-3 or something like that. Man, it was a crazy game. And then the next year, my parents had moved on to Santa Maria. And if I wanted to play sports, you know, and I also didn't want to bother out my brothers, you know, like you were saying, you know, so like I drove every day from Santa Maria to Reserve and went to school every day. And I played on the football team, you know, and then went to practice. And we ended up with
What year did you finish?
2017. So like my last football season was 2016. So in 2016, we ended up going on to win state. And
I refereed a lot of Riverside football games, but it was.
I was probably
Before
back in the 80s,
God.
70s. Nobody remembers you.
Boy, I
I'll
tell you what.
though, I played with a couple of greats. I bet y'all know
Maybe-
one of them.
We all sit here and we got, you know, we all sit here doing a podcast, you know, with somebody that has a sexual
He
disease.
has a great sense of humor.
We're all pretty funny over here.
yeah, but actually that same year that we had won state champions in football, we had won state champions in baseball. That same exact year, but I was not on that team. I was, you know, I played baseball my whole life. I was kind of burnt out with it by the time when I got to high school.
It almost sounds like
You don't get burnt.
No, I know, I
You
really
don't
did.
get burnt
I-
out of
I
baseball.
swear to God, I said because
No,
I
there's
played golf.
no way
You
you get
definitely
burnt out.
get burnt out in baseball. I was not so.
Yes, sir.
so,
You
yeah,
can play
like-
it every day, twice a day,
So,
three
I- think about
times
this.
on Sunday.
Think about this. Think about this. I started baseball whenever I was 4 years old in T-ball. I played 4 years old all the way till freshman year of high school. But I was also on travel teams, rec teams. I was on middle school teams. On the same time, I was on like, you know, certain travel. Like it was crazy. You know, I mean, by the time I got to high school, it was too serious. Like I took it serious already, and it was too serious. And I was already burnt out.
on travel team.
You know.
Well, you'll know if you love baseball.
Yeah.
Or if you
Yes.
But I did. That's the thing.
Absolutely, yes.
100%. I love baseball.
Burn you out.
100%. I still love it. I actually quit last year I was playing for the Crew in the Crescent City Classic. I was playing for the Crew in the Crescent City Classic as of last year. As of last year and the year before that.
Yeah, we can make a quick shout out.
I'd like to make a quick shout out to the Central Parish 12U baseball team.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
They fell a little
Definitely.
short today going to Williamsport, but them guys had a great year. You don't realize how hard it is to make it
Fabulous.
there.
Fabulous.
and they just came up just short against Texas East in a 5-3 game. I'd like to wish all them guys congratulations and keep it up, guys.
Congrats, boys.
Represent Ascension Parish, baby. Ascension Parish. Yes.
You still got next year.
Yes. We love you, boys.
Yeah. A win. Look, a win is always a win, but a loss is always a loss, and that's tough to take on both sides. You know what I mean? Because if you take a win too hard, whenever you take that loss, you can still learn from a win. You know, you can still learn from a win. Every game you can learn from a win. You can learn from a win.
You can build from it.
Yeah, you know, but it's the same as a loss. You know, the same exact things that you work on from your wins, you work on from your losses. It's the same exact things. Yeah.
You feel defeated.
Yeah.
Your season has ended.
Exactly. So
and now you might not get to play with the same group of guys you do next year.
Yeah.
These guys are going to be 13 years old.
Like kids, you play with the best.
I'm sure they're going to have a bright future ahead of them. But to all the Ascension Parish guys out there, congratulations on a great year.
Solid.
Congratulations.
Solid.
Just remember these times. You will never forget these times. I can promise you. I've been there and I've done it.
You know, as a kid, I mean, in my perspective, you know, some kids might realize it, some kids might not, but you're on TV for a reason. You know, you're at the top. You're at the top of this little league stuff. You know,
you're the best of the best.
You're playing with the best. You know, if any kid ever hears this that's playing in the first section or playing anywhere, you know, in the Little League World Series, you know, you're playing with the best. You know, you really got to realize that. You know, really take a step back and appreciate yourself. You know, it doesn't matter how young you are. And anybody as young as you can be, if you can learn to appreciate yourself, you should appreciate yourself if you're doing the right things.
Life lessons. You learn life lessons.
Definitely.
My biggest thing is, guys, just remember this moment because I guarantee you will never, ever forget these moments you have with these guys.
Yes.
It's a great year. You lost, but I can tell you, you will never forget them. I'll never forget the times I had in Little League playing with the guys I played with. It's one of the best experiences of my life.
Some of those losses were some of the best times too.
I mean, at the time you don't think they are. They're tough.
No, I'll give you my experience. So, like, I played for this travel ball team called the Pelicans. You know, and we were really good. You know, we had great athletes on this team. You know, we were playing for. I think we played from like 9 years old to 13 years old in this travel league and stuff like that. And you know, we made it all the way up to nationals. You know, besides the points, stuff like that. But I was the kid that every time, doesn't matter if we were in a championship game, if we lost in that championship game, I was that kid that was like, man, come on, man. I'll be mad the whole ride home. I don't care if we were playing in Tennessee. I'm mad the entire ride home, probably the next day.
That's what my whole team was.
And, you know, you could
just that competitive nature, man.
Yeah, you know. But looking back on it,
when you raised in Ascension Parish.
Yeah, looking back on it, you know, I mean, it's good to have that little sense of direction of where you need to be and where you didn't get to. Because that is definitely a big thing in life. You know, you need to do that any day of any week. But, yeah, man, looking back on it, just best thing I can tell, you know, if any kids watching or, you know, anybody's watching, you know, you don't take for granted what should be appreciated for your standards. That, you know, I mean, think about this. I mean, whenever I got into that travel ball league with all my buddies and stuff, first thing I wanted to do is I go out there and have fun. And then it turned out to be we were really good, and then we get into these big aspect pressure moments, and then it turns into where, you know,
it's always
think about why you started,
and then you realize how good you are.
Yeah.
You start playing against teams out of state, and then you really realize how good you are.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Coach Scott Creel.
Yep.
He coached me when I was 14 years old.
Awesome.
Great coach. Congrats, Coach, on the year y'all had.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll put something in there. John Wooden, the great coach for UCLA basketball, that won 15 national championships in a row, or 15 total. If you're out there and not making mistakes, then you're not doing anything. If you're not a doer, you're not making mistakes.
But there's a big difference between making mistakes and realizing your mistakes after you make them.
I'm actually glad you said that because the speech I've heard from a great athlete, Barry Sanders. Y'all know who Barry Sanders is?
Oh, yeah, the wheels, yeah. Yeah.
He's
Talk to me.
He's one of the top 5 running backs rushing yards. He played for the Detroit Lions.
But I mean, top 5 yards and all those stats, but he was just the best.
I'm getting that. I'm just
I know, but he was a phenomenal.
He was probably the best player on the Detroit Lions for a long while because they didn't really have anybody.
They carried him.
He
literally carried them.
That is definitely
phenomenal.
something arguable.
What I was getting at was during his Hall of Fame speech, his dad presented him when he was talking. I'll never forget. He said when he was in high school, he was on punt or special teams, and ball was kicked to him, and he said that instead of going for it, I just let it go. I let it go because I didn't want to mess up or drop the ball or anything like that. And he said, and then after the game, his dad came up to him and he said, "Son, you're gonna make mistakes in life, and then it's the things you accomplish most are for the mistakes that you made. So don't be afraid to fail. Embrace it."
Embrace it.
That's a great quote.
Right?
Awesome, it really is.
And that's a big thing of these kids that I'm talking about from the Citrus Parish. I mean, look how many teams have failed to get where you're at. I mean, look, you've made it so far.
Yes.
You were 1 win away from Williamsport.
Right.
And I mean, that's a great accomplishment.
Absolutely.
Like, put this
That's
into
probably more
perspective.
than anything I've ever done.
Put this into
So be
perspective.
glad
right?
what you've got, guys.
Put this into perspective. Everybody in the world probably most likely knows who Muhammad Ali is.
Oof.
Correct? Everybody knows who Muhammad Ali is, right?
Greatest boxer.
One of the greatest boxers to
Dance
ever
like a
live.
butterfly, sting
Right.
like a bee.
Right? One of the greatest boxers to ever live. Muhammad Ali started off his entire boxing career 0-3 in amateur boxing. His first fights ever in a ring with a judge were amateur and they were lost.
I'm a bad man.
Mike Tyson went 0-3 in his first fights, and look at the progress he has made. He has literally changed boxing from that era still on to now. People still hang their posters, his posters in their gyms.
I don't know about now. Boxing has gone down a whole lot. I mean, look
I don't know.
at
Jake
who
Paul's
we
kind of saving it.
Whoa.
though.
look at who we're looking forward to.
I do
We're
like
looking
Jake
at-
Paul.
We're looking forward to
Hold
Jake
on
Paul
now. We're going to
and
struck
Nate Diaz.
chord.
I do like Jake Paul. I really do. Jake Paul's an entertainer. It's the same reason.
He gets money.
The same
But he's
reason.
not a
I have
boxer.
to disagree.
The same reason that I love Conor McGregor so much because he's an entertainer. He's a great
Oh,
fighter.
you're right.
He's an entertainer.
entertainer and a great fighter. You know, I mean, you know, he has a great. I've watched documentaries on Conor McGregor and stuff like that, and he's a great guy. You know, he's just one of those guys. You don't cross him. You know, I mean, that's anybody. You know, like. You know, you don't cross him and you'll be fine. He's all about his family. He's all about his friends. You don't cross him, you're fine. You know, he has these issues of virtue, whatever. People always get in his face and stuff like that, and he'll go crazy. But I'm not saying I won't be like that if somebody comes and disrespects me in some type of way. You know, I mean, it's a real thing.
When Manny Pacquiao retired, I don't really like boxing.
Oh,
It's all about the money now. I mean, it's
I feel that.
Cash money, U.S.
Whoever out there says that Floyd Mayweather is a great boxer, I don't want to hear that.
Oh, hey, watch your language. Watch that language.
I will back you up.
Watch your
I'm
language.
not going to say he's not great because he is.
Well,
But I will say,
before you continue on, look, that Floyd Mayweather was not a traditional boxer. Every match he did, he played for points. He did not play it how Muhammad Ali did.
Duck and move.
What did
Duck and move.
What did
Muhammad
Ali
Duck
do?
and move.
Muhammad Ali was the most raw fighter you would ever see. He was going in there, you throw it at him, you throw it at him, he's dodging, and he's swinging. That dude is swinging to knock you out every punch damn near. Damn near he's looking to swing and knock you out every punch. You know what I mean? But he was going in there. You might hit him, you might not, but he's making it to where you hope he's not going to get hit. I mean, that's how it was. I mean, and I can understand that. But Floyd was a smart.
Not get hit.
There's a reason that
I want you to tell me how you to not get hit.
I can kind of put this statement onto that. Floyd Mayweather was considered Pretty Boy Floyd for a reason. He never got he tried not to get touched every time. You know,
Right.
he might have had facial features and stuff like that. But I'm telling you,
a little buff here and there.
the greatest defensive boxer to ever.
That's just what he was. He was the
That's
defensive boxer.
that's it.
And I mean, that's
Defensive.
when it comes down to it. I mean, that's smart. I mean, look how much money he's
All
made.
right, so
Look how much
yeah,
money he's made.
so is it about the money of the wins and about the wins of the fight?
But I will say
All right,
that.
so brawl with me and you stand toe to toe, and who's gonna punch who?
Right, that's
Is it
kind of a
gonna be
Muhammad Ali.
defensive?
That's kind of
That's how.
Or even a Mike
That's
Tyson.
how boxing should be.
Yes.
that's
The
like
way
yeah.
Floyd boxed was not traditional. Like people didn't like it. Like he would just play a strategic.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Very strategic.
And he was quick enough to
Who
do it.
wants to
He
watch a
was.
boxing match like that? I want to watch boxers like when Muhammad Ali boxed or when Manny Pacquiao boxed. They were actually looking to go for the knockout or actually want to like damage and get body blows.
All right, so here we go. Back to my college days at McNeese in Lake Charles. We would pay $99 to watch the fight. To watch a fight between Mike Tyson and whatever scrum it was.
To want to watch Mike Tyson.
I know, but we would all pitch in money. Everybody pitch in like $5, $10, and we'd buy the fight. You had to buy the fight, and 45 seconds later it was over.
Yeah.
And we didn't know what to do the rest of the night. I mean, we just didn't know what to do.
That's
I mean,
why
what
they
do we do
always-
now?
That's why you always watch the pre fights. So like you have something to not be mad at whenever it's like a 10-second knockout. That's why like UFC and stuff like that.
Well, we would watch the pre-fights.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's still a good time.
Undercard. You call it the
Yeah,
undercard.
the undercard. Yeah.
Undercard.
So you always watch
Yeah.
undercards, you know? I mean, that's why they
But
always
still,
put the
though, we'd
UFC.
all pay money to watch Mike Tyson beat the shit out of somebody
But, I mean,
in 45
I
seconds.
I guarantee Mike Tyson fought every single time lastly in the cards, right?
It was unbelievable. It was
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, you
Phenomenal.
know what you're getting. I mean, you're going to watch a Mike Tyson fight. You're going to watch a Mike Tyson fight. You're going to watch somebody get knocked out. And if somebody doesn't get knocked out, even if it goes 12 rounds, you get to watch it all. You're probably not even gonna be satisfied because it's like, man, nobody knocked nobody out. You know
By the
what I
way,
mean?
shout out to Mike Tyson. He's the Mike Tyson documentary was amazing. I loved it.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
Yes, phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Dude, he's doing some great things. in the
Yeah, he's
business
doing
world.
his great. He's growing weed now. He's on a weed farm
Yeah,
now.
he is growing weed.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
awesome.
Mike Tyson's one of the only few athletes to curse on national TV.
Wait.
It's
Come
only
on,
few people.
Come again?
He's one of the only few athletes that cursed on SportsCenter, like on national TV.
And what did he say?
He pretty much said, and I'm quoting him, y'all. He pretty much said, "Man, fuck y'all, I'm out of here."
Ah!
Dude,
My boy.
Oh, yeah, but he is also
MT,
he is also
I think it's
the
awesome.
he is the one and only person on national television to fight somebody's hero.
Oh, we know that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'll tell
that shit.
That dude is ball, man.
and then I'll tell you this too. That's the one and only person that I would never, ever want to square up with.
He might bite your
Swear
nose
with me,
off.
you're gonna be thinking the same thing, big boy.
What?
Is how big of a boy are you?
How big of a ball are you?
Oh.
Not as big as him because he was a
Yeah.
big man. He was
You gotta realize that
he
Mike
was a
Tyson,
soldier.
Mike Tyson was 5'10", right? I mean, Mike Tyson. When you watch his fights,
But he was
you would
an
think,
animal.
yeah, you would think. I mean, 5'10", I mean, that's I mean, it's average height. When
He
you go and
would
watch
put
his
you
fights,
into a coma.
when you
During Mike Tyson's boxing career, he was 5'10", weighing
Yeah.
at 215 pounds.
yeah, this guy is
Like
250
solid.
7'3".
Solid.
like Mike Tyson fighting like Evander Holyfield and all these guys, dude. All these guys are like 6'4", 6'3".
And he just
And he's
demolished
just eating them.
Demolished.
He's eating these
It's
guys. He's
stupid.
eating them. Like
his mentality was so
Like
different.
his mentality is not.
couldn't
You're not
do it.
knocking me out.
With his mentality he has now, he couldn't do it.
Yeah, I watched
He's a
the.
whole different guy now than he
Oh,
was
yeah.
back then.
Yeah, he's moved on with his, he recognizes.
Yeah, he's done all his demons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so what's the last guy you
And y'all
fought just
heard him in
for fun?
recent interviews, the way he speaks, the way he talks, it's like,
He does not.
I
So
think
loaded.
I
He's
think-
high all the time.
I think
Like, all
he's
the
a
time.
great human being.
oh yeah.
His
He
weed is
is
with every single
producing
He
state.
is.
Every
He's
single legal
producing
state.
things of the earth that we all
He
need.
has evolved as a
I
man.
can't do it, but
I was watching the Full Send podcast
Praise
or whatever
him.
a while. Not too long ago.
praise Mike Tyson.
Like a couple days ago, I was watching the Full Send podcast, and Mike Tyson was on there, and he ended up just popping up on there just because he was around. And he was talking about, he said his marijuana is in every single legal state. Every single legal state is in a strain.
And thank you, Mike Tyson. Thank you.
Oh, and guys, real quick, we go back to answer your question from earlier, Rico. Nebraska won the 1995 national championship against Florida.
Whoa, where did that come from?
I was just answering his question that he was asking earlier because he said who won the 1995 national championship.
Who was the quarterback for Nebraska?
Who was the quarterback?
That had to be the last time they won.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It was coached by Tom Osborne.
Yeah, I know Osborne was the coach.
Lord.
Okay, so while he's looking for that, let me ask this question.
Yeah.
Oh, Brock Berringer?
Behringer?
Brock Berringer, yeah.
Without being an LSU fan, okay, we know we're all LSU fans.
Yes, yes.
But
Go
just like
Tigers.
sports-wise,
Right. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
if you
We
were
love you, Coach O.
a multi-sport player,
Live your life, Coach O.
any sports, where would you go right now in the nation?
In college, where would I go?
Where would you go if you were a
Multi-sport
player?
athlete. Multi-sport athlete.
Athlete, where would you go?
Go Tigers. That's all I got. Go Tigers.
I
I love LSU. I mean, if you ask me right now, I'm going to LSU just because that's what I'm about. You know,
Well, first of all,
But I mean, you got to look
I
at the
understand.
facts, too.
I
Look at
understand
baseball
what
this
you're saying.
look at football this
Peyton,
year. Look at
Be
basketball.
quiet, Peyton. Be quiet. So the first thing I gotta say is, it would be.
Who would be your top three?
It would be an SEC school. So give me a second.
Top three.
It's going to be an SEC school. So first of all, I'm a top tier athlete that plays multi sports. I'm looking at the SEC,
You got
Southeastern Conference.
Yeah,
So,
you're good, Dad. Take your time.
all right. So I'm gonna give you my schools that I would go to in order from first,
Go from least to first.
least to first. So third, second, third.
Top three.
All right.
Top
So,
three.
so my third choice would be Ole Miss. Go to Ole Miss, the Quad, the Berm. I mean, just
What championships has Ole Miss won?
I'm just telling you that university there is welcoming. It's a sweet place and beautiful, beautiful, beautiful campus. Maybe one of the most beautiful campuses in the SEC.
That's a big statement.
Second, I'd have to go to South Carolina. South Carolina, same thing. Great university, been there for a long time, and they have not been sanctioned by the NCAA
And that's
in a
big
long
ass.
time. Long time.
I was in basketball. I was in baseball every year. They got football runs.
And then first, I'm going to have to go with my mother's and my father's alma mater, LSU. My mother was the first woman to get an athletic scholarship to LSU.
Congratulations.
First woman to participate in sports at LSU in athletics.
That's crazy.
And my dad on the track team. And I'm going to tell you this. My mom, her picture is on the wall in the LSU Hall of Fame, releasing that javelin. And I'm going to tell you what, it's a beautiful picture.
And you're going to tell me out of all them contributions, they got you.
Yeah. And I go to McGee's.
And that's not just
So,
and that's not just the flamingos talking, right? That's you talking. There's a lot of flamingos going on right here. I mean, the flamingos might be speaking already. Because you got the voodoo.
You talking about flamingos?
You got the voodoo hat with the
Speaking
flamingos.
microphone.
You got the voodoo
Your
hat.
shirt, Dad, your shirt.
The voodoo hat with the flamingos. I think like you might have a flamingo spirit going on here inside of you. You know.
I really don't like you putting your hand towards me.
I mean, come on, it's a flamingo. Bro.
Yeah, he's pointing at you.
I think he's trying to call out. I think he's trying to call out the flamingo spirit. Like, look, like this hat. This hat has nothing to do with that shirt, but he has flamingo pendants on his hat.
All I have to say is I'm a legacy to LSU. So if I went and signed up for football tomorrow, they would not let me in only because my eligibility was expired.
Long time ago. Buddy.
Long time ago. Man.
That was your top pick. What was your school that you want to go to?
Oh man. So
Double sports.
So double sports. Okay. So from 3 to 1.
3 to 1.
3 to 1.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. You know, I'm gonna go on the aspect of double sports, but I'm also going on the aspect to where it's a great atmosphere and it's a great time. You know. So I think 3 would probably be Florida. Florida State.
Gainesville.
Not Florida State. I'm sorry. Just regular Florida. Florida Gators. The Florida Gators. The Florida
Yeah.
Gators. That's a great choice.
All right.
You know, in my opinion. Number 2, man. Yeah, like if I wanted to stay close to home, I'd go to Arkansas because they're kind of going up with multi-sports, but I'm not going there. I'm not going there.
Pork chop, greasy. Come on, Tigers. Easy.
One of his names, slogans over the years.
Man, I don't know, man. If Ohio State wasn't so cold.
Really? Would you
Ohio
go to Ohio
State?
State for
Oh,
two
my
sport program?
Goodness.
Maybe Oklahoma. I'll put Oklahoma at 2.
I thought we were doing SEC.
I'll put Oklahoma at 2.
Well, no, we were
Their
saying
softball team
like
is
any
nice.
university that you want to go to that you would want to
Yeah.
thrive in multi-sport wise. Like
Yeah,
do good in
Oklahoma.
football and do good in baseball.
Sooners.
Any two sports.
The
But
Sooners.
that's the two sports you look at usually is football and baseball.
Baseball, right.
Right. So you know what? I'll put the Sooners at 3 and Florida at 2,
That's
and then
not bad.
LSU at 1. Because I mean, I can't go against LSU. I mean, that's my people. You know, that's my
Well, actually, no. When you go up north, it's not football and baseball; it's football and basketball.
Yeah, but I mean, Oklahoma, man, they have a great.
So when you go up north, the states up north.
What about when you go to the east towards Duke?
That's what I'm saying. Duke's got a good football team.
That's not to the north.
That's to the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? Going up amongst the Mason-Dixon line.
Good.
Oklahoma,
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Oklahoma is also a beautiful state.
Oklahoma.
It's also a beautiful state. So I've heard. I've never been
What is a Sooner?
there. I've seen pictures of Oklahoma.
What are they? What
They
is a
used to
Sooner?
ride on the wagons.
I mean, I forget what
So I can answer this. Sooner was another description for cowboy.
There you go.
That sounds a lot of sense. They're coming sooner than you think. To come handle the business.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, so Rico, how about you?
I hear you don't ever mess with a cowboy.
Buddy. I'll tell you, I don't know.
Yeah. I thought we were just on SEC schools. I didn't know I had to pick amongst the whole country.
Well, that's a lot of schools to consider.
There's a lot of schools. I'd go to Harvard. I'd have picked Harvard.
I'm gonna tell you, it'd probably be Florida.
Oof. Third.
A lot of people would disagree with me, and I'll probably disagree with myself, where it'd be Vanderbilt.
Oh, yes.
They've been that baseball team.
You graduate from Vanderbilt, you walk into any company in this country and you get a job.
One of the most expensive.
But
universities.
football?
Yes.
What do you have to say about Vanderbilt football?
Vanderbilt football's bad, but
Yeah.
if I'm going to win a championship, I have high expectations for that baseball team.
Yes.
That's definitely
Absolutely.
Vandy boys are always
They compete.
They got great pitching
They
every
compete.
year.
Everybody wants to be there, and like just for what you said, just for what you said with like an aspect of when you leave there with any degree from Vanderbilt. Yeah, I mean, come on.
Right.
Underwater basket weaving.
Yeah.
I
Are they considered
graduated from Vanderbilt in underwater basket weaving.
They're not considered Ivy, huh?
Underwater basket weaving.
I don't think so.
Vanderbilt's they're not an Ivy League school.
No.
No.
Not Ivy League.
Yeah,
No, they're
I-
SEC.
Yeah, okay, that's what
Yeah. That's Yeah, that's definitely my
By the way,
mistake.
guys, do you know
West African.
Hey, I just
paint
want to give a shout out to my boy Cody Chalette. How you doing, brother? Been a long time.
let's see. So guys, you know the
West
last
African paint art.
You know the last athlete who played 2 professional sports at once?
In what?
No, that
In
was.
college?
No, not yeah, in college. Professional.
How could you play?
Yeah,
How
you played 2 sports.
Dion.
Yeah, it was
Well, he was great, man.
Played for the Atlanta
And
Falcons and the
I
Atlanta
couldn't
Braves.
stand him.
Hey,
I know.
I'll tell you what.
He
Right
was
now,
the worst tackler in NFL history. He could not
He
tackle.
doesn't really have a lot of tackles in his career.
No, he does not.
When people threw to his side, it wasn't really complete.
But guess what? He was matched up to every best receiver they had.
You know which receiver said that hated playing against him every
He
Sunday?
was dirty.
Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice.
that was a bad
Hated
dude.
him.
That was a bad.
He
dude.
was.
Well, you know he was dirty then, because you know Jared wasn't dirty.
Yeah.
You know Jared wasn't
Yeah. So Jerry
Rice.
has over 22,000 receiving yards, and the only other closest player to him with a little over 17,000 is Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald is retired.
dirty. And he is a beast.
Yeah.
Larry Fitzgerald, I love Larry Fitzgerald.
If Patrick Mahomes wasn't a quarterback,
He'd be.
Oh, here we go.
he would be a phenomenal baseball
Well, his
player.
dad was a baseball player. Played professional in college baseball.
Yeah, like that guy apparently was one of the he was really good.
He was
Like, he was really good at
a
baseball.
relief pitcher for the Royals.
Yeah, like
There's a lot of them like that, man.
so he did get into the Royals. So like for the foundation as a minor league, was he well?
Yeah, his dad played for the Kansas City Royals.
So,
Oh, I thought you were talking about Patrick.
so what
so-
make
No, like
Okay,
Pat
all right.
Senior.
I
what
got
makes
you.
you think and choose one profession over the other?
love for it?
I don't know. I mean, look, I'll give you a couple athletes who were drafted in other sports. Kyler Murray was drafted as a baseball player, but he decided to play football, which I honestly wish that he would have chose baseball because I think he's a little punk ass.
But why?
Oh,
do you think they choose
yeah,
one
wow,
over the other?
that's it.
Is it because of money, or you think because they like one
No,
of the games more?
because he got more attention and fame for playing football than baseball.
So you think it's money and attention?
That's what I personally believe.
I don't know. I know a lot. Like I watched the Patrick Mahomes documentary, Quarterback, on Netflix with
Great
Kirk,
series. I just finished that.
with
It's
Kirk
awesome.
Cousins and Marcus Mariota, and Patrick. He did go into detail on why he chose football over baseball, and he said baseball you need. It's obviously he didn't choose baseball because he didn't want to get hurt. He chose football. He's literally the target every single play. They don't care if he gets hurt. He told in that interview. He said I just love football. He said the first time he ever played football, he was like a freshman in high school or like not even 8th grade. But it was very very soon, but in an early career. Like me, I started in 3rd grade. Whatever. But he started in early high school years and he was already great at baseball. And he said the first time he ever threw a touchdown pass and completed a long throw, he literally fell in love at that moment. And he was like, I want to do this. He was already that great athlete. He already destroyed everything that had to do. You can see him, dude. He's doing twirls. He's doing these type of underhand flip throws over
you think he
defenders.
made his decision before
Overlook.
he got a contract?
Oh no, I don't.
So
believe that. But I will say
divulge
that was a big part of his life.
on the concept of the difference between the excitement of playing football and the excitement you get from playing baseball.
I can definitely see that. Yeah, the excitement. There's a lot more excitement in a football.
But then
Overall.
when you throw a dollar amount in there, that changes the whole thing.
I'm not
baseball
talking
players
about. I'm
make
not
a
talking
lot more
about dollars.
players.
I'm talking about the
I don't know
man.
as of right now,
I'm talking about the man.
Guys, before we continue on with our discussion, David, I want to welcome my good friend David. David,
What's up, guys?
David!
Baseball players make money. I don't think at all those are money. Those are money.
That was my sound.
Oh, okay.
I was
All
like,
right, so we're talking about the experience or life experience or just, the
Baseball,
personal entertainment of playing baseball, whether football.
Yeah.
There's no money involved.
Like if you had to pick, you played baseball and football, right?
No, he was.
I did.
Right.
He was terrible in baseball.
But still, like, it doesn't matter for the game.
I'm a state championship
He was a
motherfucker.
state championship guy.
No, yes, state championship team.
That's say you get a ring, you a state champ.
Yeah.
You get a ring, you a state champ.
I should get something for guarding the water.
Ooh.
David, did you?
And where were you on the football team?
I play baseball. I think it depends on the person, though.
You
Yeah.
play baseball?
Yeah, I play baseball. I don't have the body for football, man. Look at me. I'm about 50 soaking wet, right? So,
No, I can hear. Can y'all hear?
Yeah. So
Dumb dumb
sort
can't
of.
hear.
Speaking.
hello.
No, you're speaking.
Speak into it.
I can hear.
Oh, that's on you.
That's because they ain't on your ear, dumb dumb.
It's on my ear. I can hear all of y'all, but I can't hear him.
I'm not saying much.
The hell?
I
I mean, what the hell? What kind of production is this? It's like I'm here with my sister's kids.
That is a reference to
They kids.
No, I just turned them up, so we're good now. We're good now, y'all.
All right.
So, David, would you enjoy playing baseball more, or if you had the opportunity, would you enjoy playing football, or which one would you be more excited about?
Or did you play good?
I played baseball. I didn't play like organized football, but I played football in the neighborhood, of course. But
And another question. Out of your top 3 schools, if you had to go and play dual sport, you know what I'm saying?
football and baseball.
Right.
Ooh.
Where would you go? Top 3, starting from the worst to the best.
Oof. Oof.
Stuff.
Ooh.
It's
It is
tough.
tough. I think I would
Very
go.
tough.
I would go probably. Oh man, I'd probably go. I know what number 1 is.
We all do.
We all do.
No. I'm in Louisiana. I would put LSU up in the
All
top.
right.
I'm not from here, so I respect what LSU is doing.
All right. So where are you from?
I'm from Florida.
Well, here
Oh,
we got a great,
where in Florida?
perspective right here.
Yeah.
Where in
So I
Florida?
would say Fort Lauderdale. South
Oh, okay. All right.
I
Oh,
would say,
dang.
yeah, I would
All
say so. So with that being said, I think LSU. I would go with conferences, right? Like who's going to be good in both?
It's 3 schools.
Yeah, just any.
Three
Of
schools.
course, of course,
Three
of course,
schools
of course.
in the conference.
That's where my mindset went. That's where my mind went. It's like, okay, what schools? What conferences do I want to play?
Conference, SEC, no doubt.
Of course, you want to play in the SEC, so LSU would
Yes.
be in the top 3. Probably maybe number 2. Right now, it's hard to compete.
So what's
against
number
them.
3?
Um,
You gotta
honestly, probably somewhere out west. Where like probably somewhere like Arizona or something.
All right.
When's the last
Hey,
time
man.
Arizona won a championship?
Hey,
I think
this,
that, you know,
the man is talking.
I mentioned Arizona. I said that.
Seems
I
like
wouldn't
a
put them on my.
Arizona,
Yeah.
I think it's
Arizona
like
State.
low-key
No.
underrated.
Hey, oh,
Like
that.
ASU, like
I
Arizona State might be.
To win a championship?
He just wants to go to school.
I said to
He's
win a
a
championship.
poor little kid coming out of high, coming out
Yeah,
of Florida.
if you're doing championships, then yeah, you're going. Then I'm doing Texas, LSU, and Florida State.
I thought you said Arkansas as first. Correct myself.
Why,
Oh, you're
why,
talking Arkansas? No,
Yeah,
why
my
Florida
bad, my
State?
bad.
When's the last time Florida State?
Yeah, what the hell was Florida State,
Florida
man?
State- Florida
See,
State's gonna come up.
He's from Florida, Seminole.
Jimbo Fisher left, but James Winston did baseball and football out there. We got a scholarship.
I've been saying that for 2 years
So
now.
Florida State last won a national championship in 2013 against Oregon.
So you guys got the recency bias, and I'm in hostile territory. So of course LSU just won the baseball championship. They're on the come up with Les Miles again. So of course you guys are gonna be like, yeah. Or with they'll come with Brian Kelly on that.
Bless his heart.
I don't see Florida State winning any type of national championship.
I mean,
I feel bad for his
anytime
family.
soon.
I don't want, but I stuck with the Florida schools. I wouldn't want to go to UF. I don't think. I mean, they probably have a better shot at baseball, but
Baseball, yeah.
you know,
Yes, so the major schools of Florida, obviously the Florida Gators, Florida State, and then University of Central Florida.
yeah.
I mean, just for the record, me personally, if I could
And
move,
South Florida, South Florida. Bison.
me personally, if I could move to the state of Florida today, I'd do it.
feels great.
I wish you would. God dang.
I would.
I mean, I would do it.
I'll give you this though. It's hard.
Ron DeSantis.
I wish you would.
He is a rocket.
It's hard to argue what LSU's doing athletically right
It
now.
is.
So I
It's
understand.
very
The
hard.
state of Florida rocks.
That dude is doing great for us.
He's right. It's hard to argue what LSU's doing right now, but they still have a lot of great teams coming up. Florida has a great baseball team.
Yeah.
I mean, year in and year out, they're great.
Go
Vanderbilt.
Tigers.
And
They great year in and year out.
they're recruiting too.
I thought about Vanderbilt.
I mean, that's where, LSU gets a lot of players from the state of Florida, coming to LSU.
Dude,
I mean,
I'm telling you.
I mean, it's the talent down there. It's a gold mine.
I wish we could have the pitching year in and year
Oh,
out. that
gosh.
Vanderbilt gets.
Yes.
I mean, they are ridiculous.
I mean, dude, we got it last year. I'm pretty sure we picked up a couple of good people already this year. And dude, I mean, we're starting to get there. We
yeah,
really
we're getting there.
We are starting
we're
to get
slowly
those
working
out.
up, but I mean, look
That's the
what we
reason
done
that
last
we won.
year.
That's the reason that we won last year.
I mean, everybody's going to be expecting that from what we done last year to the next few years. LSU should win a national championship. No, we still got some pieces to. We got some pieces in the puzzle to put together.
Yeah, I mean,
What do you think
number
there's more
one pick.
competition, though? Do you think there's more competition, like more? I guess luck would be the word, right? Do you think it's more luck in baseball?
I think
So
we had.
it's harder to win a championship in baseball, or it's harder to win a championship in football? Because football, you really only got the same 2-3 teams.
I think baseball because you got a lot more games to play.
Yeah.
There's a lot more things that can go wrong. So there's a lot of luck into it, but you got to have talent too.
Of course, you got to be hot at the right time.
Right.
With baseball.
And you make
Absolutely.
a good team makes their own luck. A good team
Absolutely.
makes their
That's
own
right
luck.
too.
For sure.
You create your own luck. That's right.
I think there's a lot more that can go wrong in baseball because
There's a
more
whole
chances,
lot
more
more.
teams.
I mean, that can go two sides though. It can go two-sided ways. I mean,
I mean-
you can have more chances with more games, but even in football, you can have less chances and still have the same amount of less luck. You know what I mean? Because you don't have these more chances.
But think about it.
That's fair. Yeah, you lose one game, the season's over.
Yeah.
In football.
Like
If 5 people go wrong in one game in football, and 5 people go wrong in one game in baseball, what do you think is going to be the detrimental?
dude, if you lose 2 games in football, you're not making it in the national
But
championship.
5 people in
2 games.
football,
He's talking about players,
5
like
people in
five
football
players.
go
Yeah.
wrong. That's a 5-yard penalty. 5 people go wrong in baseball, that could be an inside the park home run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, both sports are flip flop. I mean, you get a great hit, you get one error, or in baseball, and you lose just like that. But it could be a 3 out of 5 series. On a
But to me in
weekend.
football,
Yeah, you have more than one game in baseball too.
Yeah,
So
you're
have-
playing.
I mean, look at LSU and UF, right? When they
Right,
lose, like,
right.
20-3 or something. They got their ass whooped.
got
the first
blown
game,
out in the second
and
game.
they still
right?
won the series.
Yeah.
So
And like in football, you lose to Alabama.
And because of that, I really do believe that's why people watch football more than baseball, because football is only one game. You only
Yeah.
got one opportunity.
Yeah.
With baseball, it's a series. You have multiple chances. And I do believe that's why football is one of the most entertaining sports in America.
And then baseball national championship game, 2 teams from the SEC.
Well, that's no. I mean, that's no.
That's typically
surprise.
football.
Two
too. That's-
teams
that's
from the
typically-
SEC.
No
that's
surprise,
typically
the
football.
SEC is the best conference in the nation.
That's typically football too, to be fair.
Baseball,
Alabama, Georgia,
football, basketball, you claim it. The SEC got it.
Yeah. I think to your point with football being more popular, I also believe that, and I've talked about this with just friends in passing. Baseball, I feel like, is harder to get into as an adult and harder to pay attention to, right? Like a lot of people that I know that like baseball grew
Yes.
up playing baseball.
Yeah.
You can't have like a casual. You're not going to see a casual baseball fan
Just
watching
come off
the
the
game.
side.
Yeah, they're not going to. But how many people casually watch football?
Yeah.
I think I can do this.
They have a lot more party. They have a lot more like social gatherings for football games.
You know, there's more events. It's more exciting. It's just it's easier to pay attention to. It's more fast
Oh, ain't no
paced.
doubt. Football's definitely more exciting.
Yeah.
Way more exciting.
So, and this has been a debate that's been happening for many years now. People have asked, what sport is considered the greatest team sport in the world, and a lot of people say soccer. Some people say
Soccer.
football. Yeah, so it's
World Cup is awesome.
Dude, yeah, that's a worldwide thing. That is
You right now.
that's I mean, just because of that.
Fencing.
Just because it's
I mean,
international.
Fencing, I mean, dude, have
Yeah,
you seen?
fencing is like
Oh,
so
fence, you're right now.
I'm telling you right now, fencing is awesome.
I mean, fencing is popular in the Olympics.
Cut his mic off.
No, women's gymnastics.
I don't watch it though.
But that gymnastics doesn't bring much viewership.
If I don't watch it like
Women's
that.
gymnastics.
You know, soccer or men's soccer brings the most
Oh.
viewership out of all the sports in the world. And football is.
How about the U.S. women's soccer? What do we think about these girls?
I can give two shits honestly.
Man, they choked it. I don't know much
I
about
don't
it.
watch much soccer.
I didn't watch it. I
didn't
don't watch
watch.
women's soccer. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Me either, but I seen
Don't-
the last kick
don't-
and I
don't-
know who took it.
I know it's my first time here. I'm not trying to get
Does
your
her name-
podcast canceled, but I don't watch a lot of women's soccer.
I seen some kind of
No, it's okay.
But-
Say what you want. Look,
So who took the last shot in women's soccer USA?
does her name start with the M?
Nope.
Who is it, Carly?
It was Rapinoe.
No,
Yeah,
no,
that's
she,
where her name starts with, Megan Rapinoe.
no, she wasn't. She's not on the team.
Yes, she
The
is.
hell she ain't.
She is on the team, Dad.
No way.
Yes.
And what did she do
I
with her
thought she
last
did
shot?
right.
Miss,
A place kick.
miss.
She choked. She
A
choked.
place kick. She hit the top of the bar.
Well, I was
I
actually.
thought we've always dominated women's soccer, and all I know is we lost now.
They don't care now.
The women's
I
national
don't care.
women's national team dominated in the 90s and 2000 and someone in the 2010s. Recently, in the past, like maybe 8 years, they've been dog water because because all the other women national teams out there they don't have the talent like the women do. But now that they do. So, for instance, Australia.
It has been politicized. They
They were
politicized
political.
the team.
Yeah.
Play your sport
Politicized.
and shut your mouth.
Man, I was on Facebook today and I seen this like little short
Megan
video.
Rapinoe's teammates have expressed multiple times that they don't even like her. They hate playing with her.
I'm glad they did.
Well, I seen this little short
I'm
video
sorry.
and they were playing women's soccer and some girl knocked this other girl out. I thought that was pretty interesting about it. So women's
That's
soccer.
about the only
That girl
thing
threw a
they-
haymaker on her.
So
I thought that was interesting.
I missed
wasn't it?
that.
That's like the Tim Anderson and
I mean, I missed that.
Came out
I
of
missed
nowhere.
that.
Came out of nowhere.
The Tim Anderson fight and Jose Ramirez the other day.
Yeah, that was
That
wild.
great, too.
Yeah, that was that was
I
crazy.
missed
People
that.
see like if you're watching baseball and that's the first thing you watch, you're like, all right, I'll watch this.
Hey, did you
Yes.
watch the Diaz and Jake Paul fight?
Yeah, I watched
last
that
night?
too.
What did you think about
I mean, Jake Paul I think is getting better, but obviously when he faces other boxers, even at his same skill level, he's just not there.
it? He's not.
He wants to fight. What's his name? Canelo? Is that his name?
He didn't get destroyed by any real boxer.
He fought one boxer, and what happened?
He lost. Yeah. No, granted, to be fair, it was a split decision.
Yeah,
Right,
we got
so-
whooped.
But he
He
still
did.
lost.
100%. Yeah, 100%. But I mean,
It
more
was
power,
close,
more power
but-
to him, right? Like, look, we're all
The only-
talking about him. We're all
Right. The only thing I agree with him, he's making money. And I think that's his thing. He don't give a shit if he wins or loses. He's all about making
I don't
money.
think he's gonna be, I don't think he's going to be world champion.
He'll never be a world champion, but he'll make more than the world champion.
For sure. No, but I mean that also comes in aspects to where he's not fighting. He's being smart. He's not fighting real boxers right now. He wants to get his. I mean, in my opinion, this is a very long debut for Jake Paul. I see great things
I
for
think
him.
he's just looking at the money aspect, and you can't blame
So
him.
that was
He already
pretty much
has
how
money.
it was when
already
Conor McGregor
rich.
Floyd Mayweather fought. They didn't really put on performance. They were just happy they got paid.
That's all.
Yeah, but Jake Paul is already rich, dude.
The rich want to get richer.
Jake Paul is
Poor
rich.
get
Poor.
Yeah, but
famous.
I'm
for
telling
his time.
in Jake Paul's aspect, dude, he already has enough money. Dude. He has everything he needs. He has all these beautiful women.
Never have enough money.
Yeah, I know, but like, even if he wasn't boxing, you know what I mean? Like, he's not just boxing. He can do other things. You know, he's not just boxing just because of money. He's boxing because he wants to be
Look at what
great.
Diaz did against it. He was throwing these little
Greatness is a virtue of
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, Bill.
fluff shots. You could tell something was going on. Something was going on.
I don't know. I mean, Nate Diaz never really.
But Nate Diaz has never been a power
Yeah, he
hitter.
really knocked him down. So I don't
He's
think
not
there's
a
anything
power
going
hitter.
on. I just.
That's why you can't fight MMA and boxing because
Yeah.
So
that's
do you
two
think?
totally different
Do you
things.
think
Oh,
Jake
yeah.
Paul stands alone now in the sense that like he doesn't need the allure of the other card?
No.
Like how many of us watched the Tommy Fury fight with Jake Paul? I didn't watch that one. but I watched the Diaz one, I watched the Astor one.
He
So how
has
many
to-
more fights before he can, carry the card? Like no matter who he's fighting. I don't think
He's
I
not
don't think
there
people
yet.
I don't think people really want to see Jake Paul.
He's not there yet.
Box real box.
He
Dude,
has
what?
to fight.
The only
big
people that are
names.
watching boxing right now that are not even obsessed with boxing like they should be watching, but these people are watching boxing because of Jake Paul.
That's fair.
Like that's definitely a thing. Like Jake Paul is the card.
Yeah, but I'm interested.
Jake Paul can fight anybody he
And
wants.
boxing, a lot of boxing fans are laughing at him because of what he's doing.
Jake Paul can fight anybody he wants. He is that guy right now in boxing.
I agree. He's the ticket. He's
He can't fight
main card.
anybody he wants.
But my point is
anybody
like
he wants in a weight division. That will
For
punch
sure,
him or
but-
he'll go to the
100%, yes. And
Anybody.
everybody would take that fight. But like
Tank Davis would take him.
from a viewership standpoint, though, like, do you think the majority of people are tuning in, and if they would, like, as much as they would if it was a Nate Diaz?
Dude,
or-
I mean, I'm telling you right,
somebody
right now.
else?
Everybody
Yeah,
I talk to,
viewership.
everybody that I talk to, whatever, watch that fight.
Versus Diaz.
Yes.
Right, but what about versus Tommy Fury, right? What if he actually
I
fought
watched
these
that
two-
fight.
If he
I
actually
know what
fought
you're saying. I'll give you another
four amateur boxes in a row.
I mean, even if you're not seeing it on regular television, you're seeing it on
Okay, so
TikTok.
That, yeah.
What he
You're seeing
did
it on
say,
social media everywhere.
what he did say is he might be in Nate Diaz for $10 million in the octagon. Did you see that happen?
For who would Nate Diaz for sure. Because he has no experience.
That's not.
So that's just like Nate Diaz going into the
100%.
boxing. It's the same thing.
So,
And Nate Diaz lived it.
It's funny you say that because Jake Paul has actually agreed to fight Nate Diaz in the octagon. It will happen. They will do
Dude,
it.
it's not even gonna be close.
I don't think it happened.
The only way it's close is
He's gonna get
it's a
subbed.
fluff.
He's gonna get subbed. He's gonna get subbed so quick, dude.
Nate's a bad dude.
Yes.
He's a bad dude.
You cannot mess with that,
If
dude.
y'all know who Conor McGregor is, Nate Diaz actually choked out Conor McGregor one time.
Yeah, I knew who Conor is. Can we bring him out here?
But that was, I think that was in the, was that in the first fight or the second fight?
That was the second time they fought each other.
Yeah. So Conor had got him.
No, I think Diaz won the first one because then they had
Yeah.
a rematch. Diaz won the first one on
Okay,
like a week's notice or something.
Okay,
Fight
'cause
last
I thought Conor won the first one, then when they fought the second time, they
It was one or the other. Like I think Conor had either.
Yeah, they were 1-1.
And Conor definitely did knock him out because they did never been knocked out.
They were 1-1.
But,
Yeah.
I think Conor had a split or something like
But Nate,
Yeah.
it,
Conor won the
it takes
decision
a lot
and-
to knock Nate Diaz out.
that. No, he's never been knocked out.
What is I do
He's a
know
bad
that
man.
Nate Diaz did get Conor McGregor.
He doesn't have
I'm
a
a bad man.
And this is Landon's father, you know.
My
I'm gonna-
father. By the way,
Sorry,
guys.
so that
Hey, while you're up, you mind if I take a quick smoke break?
Oh,
Cigarette.
no.
we're gonna charge you
Nicotine.
$35 a second.
Man, nicotine.
Guys, by the way,
You gotta take the stress off.
Wash your hands before you come back
We
in.
got an outfit, the hat, the shirt.
Which one? This
I'm
idiot?
stressing my brain.
Yeah, you already know what I'm gonna say.
I already know what your answer is gonna be.
Fucking idiot.
That's the soul of the flamingo.
You said it
The spirit of the flamingo.
Hat.
That's got Florida written all over it. You're ready to go.
Damn right.
You're ready to go. The Flamingo shirt. You're ready to go.
Yeah. So guys,
Look, this dumbass done cut the whole fucking thing off. I tell you, that's why I say he's a fucking idiot.
just put it back. Put it back.
You fucking retard.
Hold on, guys, real quick.
God damn, this dumb motherfucker.
I'm
You're
here.
fucking fired, bitch.
I'm here. All right, so what are we gonna talk about now?
Talk about you fucking the whole show up.
Turn around.
You fucking retard.
Okay, we're back.
All right, so we're back live.
Yeah, we're back. Okay, so guys, I didn't get a chance to answer the three colleges, so I'm gonna make it go very quick. I'm gonna just say I'm gonna go Oregon.
Oregon.
Yep. Just for the uniform.
Pacific West Coast.
Ain't one
Pacific.
shit.
Pacific West Coast. We've been there. It's beautiful.
Yep. So Oregon, Boise State, and let's see, another one. I'd probably go with Arkansas. I like Arkansas.
For what? What the hell? What was the question? What kind of three? There's no way. For baseball, and I like the Oregon pick.
He don't. That's his son.
What are you talking
Remember
about?
that.
Oregon's a great pick.
Those are just my like the two I said. The first two, Oregon and Boise State. Like those are really like,
For tennis? Like tennis champion? Like we were talking about tennis?
No, but I've said Boise State just because they have a blue football field.
No, that would be cool. Oregon, I think, is a low key underrated pick.
This is something I know personal because I have family that lives there.
Okay.
Boise State's field is blue.
No shit.
They're one of the only few colleges that have a colored field. Actually, I think they're the only one that has a colored football field.
They have their geese and ducks that fly down in there and smash into the field thinking it's water.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
And they literally have to go scoop up dead geese that think it's water.
Scoop him up before too long.
I'm just saying, this is what I was told.
On another note, I just want to congratulate the 12U program
Yes.
again.
Yes,
Y'all did a great job this year, guys.
yes. Set them all proud.
I mean, y'all
Essential proud.
one win away. You don't realize how big that is in 12U sports. No, I mean, not everybody goes to Williamsport. There's only a certain amount of teams. And y'all did a phenomenal job getting to a championship this year. And we are very proud of y'all.
Very proud.
Awesome. And then, guys, on another note, the last time that a non-SEC team won a national championship was over 18 years ago. That's the last time.
Name it.
Probably be about 18 more years.
It was when Vince Young was still in college at the University of Texas.
Ooh!
Damn, that was
Hook 'em horns.
ago.
Hook 'em horns.
God damn.
And that was against the USC Trojans when Pete Carroll was still coaching them.
I remember when he looked skimming into the end zone. Man,
Pete Carroll. Let's talk about that.
he was there.
Not right now. Not right now. We'll get to the NFL in a little bit.
All right.
But
That was a great time for college football. By the way.
that
Reggie-
was,
Reg-
it was the most watched
Reggie
televised
Bush.
national championship.
He's probably one of
Reggie
the
Bush
best
was with that team, right?
college coaches ever.
Reggie Bush.
He was. Reggie Bush was on.
Pete Carroll.
He got stuffed.
Let's come
Matter of
back.
fact, I got Reggie on the floor.
Let's come back to talk about how worthless piece of.
Well, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. I promise. We'll get to it.
Let's see if we can get
So,
everybody on the
David,
phone.
you know what he's talking about with Pete Carroll. So, Pete Carroll went on to coach. After that, he went on to coach the
He left USC in
to coach
shambles.
The coach the Seattle Seahawks. But unfortunately, a year after he left, the program USC was
Got sanctioned by the NCAA. He left them in shambles, and he, on record, admitted in front of everybody, swore on a Bible, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know.
Wait, who do you call?
And who you calling?
You're calling Glenn Dorsey right now?
Oh,
Oh my God.
Oh,
Okay. All
we
right.
might have a special guest.
Wow. So, guys, if you don't know Glenn Dorsey, he was the defensive tackle at the University of LSU, and he went on. He actually played over 14 years in the National Football League.
The best spelling man I ever met. I mean, the best spelling.
Well, my man Rico's going to try to get him on the phone.
How is this?
Glenn Dorsey lives in
Lady, am I wrong or am I right? They erected signs in Gonzales.
Yeah.
Gonzales, home of
Welcome
Glenn
to-
Dorsey.
Yeah. Welcome to Gonzales, home of Glenn Dorsey.
Yeah, welcome to Gonzales.
Fat motherfucker.
Fat
I seen him in
motherfucker.
I think one
Yeah,
time.
he actually worked. He actually was like working at the Canes.
Oh,
Good soul, very good
Oh,
soul,
he's a great guy.
very good guy.
Really great guy.
And that game against Florida when they took out his knees, that I've never seen something like that had happened in college football. That was not like those guys should have been arrested.
Like it was intentional. On purpose.
They should have been police on the field afterwards and taken them off the field. They took his knees out.
Sean Nelson.
Sean Nelson, okay. But yeah, got that. So real quick, y'all, I'm gonna bring up the they just dropped a new reversion of the top 25 college football teams.
All right. Start at 25 and go slowly.
I'm not gonna do the whole one, so I'm just gonna do the top 15, and I'll go from 15 down.
All right, and go slowly.
I shall. Do not worry. So this one just came out 2 days ago. 15 at 15 they have Oregon. 14 is Utah. 13 is
The Utes. But watch the Utes. Slow down.
Okay.
Like, watch the Utes. Always watch the Utes. I mean, think about it. They're Mormons. They don't drink. They don't smoke. They don't have sex. I mean,
You can never go there.
they play football. I mean, they have all the energy in the world.
I thought that was BYU. Who does that?
It is BYU. He's just so excited.
Yeah. I keep going.
He got married.
Notre Dame's 13.
Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish Catholics. Watch them too. Watch them.
Texas Longhorns are at 12.
Texas, the Hook 'em Horns.
Washington Huskies are 11.
The Huskies, man. I don't know what to tell them about them.
Tennessee Volunteers are number 10.
Tennessee, but that.
Overrated.
Oh,
Tennessee
Oh,
fans.
hold on. Stop.
Not worse than that.
I have something to say.
Go ahead.
Watch out for the Tennessee Volunteers.
Why?
Watch out.
Why?
Because
They've been bad.
there's the money that is spent on university athletics.
Who gives a damn? What about the players?
Hold on a second. I'm getting to that. The money that is spent on university athletics, and I'm talking about top to bottom, from badminton to soccer to underwater basket weaving to all the sports.
Carry on.
Tennessee leads the nation in money spent on athletics. They got a big dollar.
How many championships have they won in the last 5 years?
That's what I'm saying. That money that's being spent is not produced results. Watch Tennessee. Just
I don't
watch.
think they won those since babies.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Just watch
Hey, all
them.
I know is
They
that
will win.
Just watch
They will
them.
win 1 or 2 big games a year.
I
That's
know.
what Tennessee does.
I just keep an eye on them. That's all I gotta say. I'm not.
Big games a year.
They might lose every game this year. I'm just saying, keep an eye on them. I don't know the coach. I don't know the players. I can't really give you anything. There's a couple of guys there from Assumption and a couple of guys there from Hammond. But I mean,
Look where they've been. Look what they've done.
I'm just saying, keep an
All I-
eye on them.
all I know is they had enough dead.
They
Yeah,
spend
well
the
enough
money.
They had well
When the
enough
money
money.
gets spent, they want results.
They had well enough money to buy a brand new goalpost very quickly.
Jimbo, who you talking about?
Jimbo Fisher.
Let your boy, he got something to say.
I'm sorry.
I already said.
Go ahead, bro.
Already said it.
Go ahead.
I said they definitely didn't have a problem with buying a brand new goalpost.
You ain't lying there.
That's when they.
That's all I
He
had to say.
referenced when they beat Alabama on a last-second field goal, and they took the field goal post out of the stadium, and I think they got in the river or something.
Yeah, it was
Touche.
They like brought it down like some kind of like strip or like bars.
They beat us too.
They went from out of the stadium like down the street, like where they were partying at, and then they threw it in the river after apparently.
For the last 10 years.
Like threw it in.
Yeah.
What
They
has
threw it in the
Tennessee
river.
done to make you want to be a Tennessee
I'm-
fan?
Look, I'm not being a fan. I'm just telling you,
He's
watch
giving us an honest opinion.
them. They are dangerous.
We watch them every year.
They got some
All right.
They get them
Here, guys. So here we're gonna go right back to it real quick. So number 9 is Clemson. Number 8 is Florida State. 7 is Penn State.
Where's
Penn
TCU?
Well, okay.
Penn State,
The greatest uniforms in college football. Penn State has the greatest uniforms in college
I think it's
football.
been the same for some.
Penn State,
What about Oregon?
because you know why? No. Penn State has the
He's
greatest
old. He likes them
old school. Because guess what? Why is my name on the back of my jersey? Because if they want to know who you are, they'll buy our program.
They are the Penn State Nittany Lions.
Nittany Lions,
What is
greatest
TCU?
uniforms on earth.
What is TCU ranked in that?
Um,
They gotta be up.
they're not in the top.
Well, hang on, man. You got to
Really?
jump at the gun. You got to let him go
No,
through it.
he's good. He just asked a question.
Yeah, I was just wondering where they're at.
Yeah, 6 year old.
6 is USC, and then number 5 we got LSU. Ohio State is 4, Alabama's 3rd, Michigan is 2nd, and then Georgia is 1.
Joe, Michigan. Let's talk about Michigan.
They are up there every
Every
year.
year.
I think
And why is that?
I don't know.
Because they don't play nobody all
They
year.
don't play
except for those major
nobody.
games, Ohio State, and they play Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
Michigan State and Penn State.
That's
They might play 3 good games a year.
I
You
cannot.
come to the SEC, you playing a good game week in and week out.
what are they? The Big Ten? Is it Big Ten? That's it. Big Ten.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about Northwestern, Illinois.
They're running over people.
Hey, you know, it's
They don't get anybody hurt.
this junk. They don't play.
TCU is 16.
Yeah, like I couldn't understand how TCU was
TCU
not.
is a good
in-
TCU's the next
I
class.
don't
Good
understand
squad.
why are
They
they
got a
not.
good club.
I mean, did they lose a lot of starters from last year or something? I mean, that was a national championship team.
No, they have 12 of their returning starters.
I believe
what?
I believe that TCU
So from the
TCU
national
they should definitely be like at least
Georgia,
10.
12 of them are coming back.
But
At least
12
10.
on offense or defense?
It just said total.
That's probably. 10.
It didn't really say the exact number on the side. It just
I
said
mean-
12 total.
I mean, I can see that.
TCU is good. TCU has been putting up good numbers.
They're like a national
They're gonna
championship
compete
team as of
year
right
in
now.
and year out.
Tulane and Texas Tech are in the top 25.
It's hard to believe Tulane is up there.
Dude, what? Dude, Tulane is something serious as of last year.
Yeah.
That is
It's
crazy.
hard for me to believe Tulane is up there.
If you would have took the spread every single Tulane game for like the past from the last one they had to like 10, the last 10, you'd have won every time.
Against the spread.
Yeah, they beat the spread like 10 times in a row
But
up
how
until they
far
lost.
is it?
With
What's the spread usually?
the spreads, I mean, it was, don't get me wrong, it was Tulane. You know, it was Tulane against
So
like
it's
really
like
good people.
26.
No, it wasn't that much. It was like the spread was like 5.5 to like 7.5, like something like vaguely not a lot, but not a little. You know, I mean, but
I will
they beat it
say-
every time.
Teams that you think are not good now are pretty decent.
I have a Tulane story.
Well, don't tell them.
So,
Go ahead. Then.
all right. So, you know, back in the day, back in the Gap. Ooh, that's a
You
that's
shot
a
there.
word for you.
You
youngsters.
probably that's probably where you got that flamingo
Back in
shirt
the
from.
Gap, yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the Gap.
You should have left it back there.
Right. LSU and Tulane was a huge rivalry. I mean, huge. Like, just they could be all pitiful, or they could all be number one. It was still a big game. Anyway, so I was in sales. I was a salesman, and I met a guy, and he was a graduate of Tulane. And of course, you know, I had an LSU shirt on when I went and saw him. And he was like, fucking LSU. I was like, fucking Tulane. And he goes, just remember this. You graduate from LSU, you work for a Tulane
Yeah, that's definitely a fact. Yeah.
grad.
That's a
You
fact.
graduate from LSU, good for you.
But
But
you
you
still
work.
had 4 years to beat his ass.
Yeah, but he's talking about business.
He's talking about education money. Right?
Yeah.
Let him have it. You can whoop his ass.
Oh,
So-
I'll take the money.
Fun fact.
You know what? I walked out of there. I was like, shit, that something's
Hey,
got me.
You
Fun
didn't
fact.
have it to make the money anyway.
He got me. He got me.
He's still getting.
Fun
He
fact
goes,
for you. Fun fact
I
for
told him, I was like, my mom is the first woman to get an athletic scholarship to LSU.
Man,
You know, I told him all that. He's like, yeah, that's great and everything. Just remember this. Your mom Works for me.
Right. Yeah. Fun fact on that example right there. Like,
Hey,
so my cousin got his bachelor's in finance. And
Underwater basketball even.
finance and marketing at Southeastern, and he went to Tulane for a 2.5 year program to finish it with to get his master's. The second he graduated from Tulane to get his master's in finance and marketing, he had a job waiting for him in Miami. For him in Miami.
Oh yeah.
He markets for Royal Caribbean.
Oh
now.
yeah.
Yeah, he markets for Royal Caribbean now, but just because he got his master's at
Tulane University, babe.
Yeah, I'm all for Tulane.
Tulane.
Roll
That's what the Italian
Roll
green wave.
Yes, sir. Roll
Do you have
wave.
a favorite college team you like to watch? I mean, I know you're from Florida. I don't know if you really like
Yeah.
LSU.
Wait. Like
not really, because Florida.
it's like Florida. You call Florida your hometown.
Rusty, shut your hole.
I've been in Louisiana for about a year, so yeah, I'm still getting familiar with everything. But you know, so I lived in North Carolina a long time as well,
All right. Well, whereabouts?
Raleigh.
Oh, okay, cool.
So there is different. Like Florida, I can't really say that there's like a college atmosphere or a college vibe. Like college athletics are okay there, but not like SEC.
Yeah, obviously you got the North Carolina Tar Heels.
In North Carolina, basketball.
Basketball.
Is
Basketball, yeah.
That's
Here.
a basketball
Yeah,
game.
dude.
That's
Yeah.
basketball.
Yeah.
That's basketball country, right?
Right.
The schools are so far apart too that it's not even like worth it. You know, like Miami's way down south. Gainesville is up Midwest,
Right.
That's
Northwest,
other colleges.
and then
like
Tallahassee
Tallahassee,
might as well
Miami,
be-
Ohio.
And North Carolina's so good in basketball.
right every year.
Every year.
Yeah.
East Coast. So East Coast, like literally, you drive down any neighborhood, and there's a basketball goal in every kid's yard, every driveway.
Pretty much.
Every
Pretty
driveway.
much. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Like I did
Basketball is huge there. But so to answer your question, like college wise, not really. I'll pay attention to the you know, that's taboo out here, don't get me wrong, like I get it, right?
It's football and baseball around here.
Yeah, which I like. I'm a huge baseball fan. But college is not really.
You know, golf's on a really big come up right now. Like from ages 9 all the way to, you know, people are getting out of high school and doing it. Golf, yeah, golf is getting big.
You know, golf is coming up. I'll give you.
But like,
coming up.
if you look at
Underwater basketball even.
if you look at like with it, like you can even go back like 10 years. Like you look at football in Louisiana 10 years ago, and you look at golf in like Arizona 10 years ago. That's not the same
Dude,
intensity.
you don't realize
Like
how
still till
how
now.
hard golf is until you play it.
Yeah, facts.
You can have a mean drive, but man, the closer you get to the hole, the harder it's here.
Yeah, because then you got the
And it's
touch.
addicting too.
Yeah.
Golf, I love golf. I'm just
Yeah.
not very good at it.
Nobody is, man.
I mean, I'm not good. I shoot like the mid 80s, low 80s or whatever. You know, I'm not bad.
about where
but-
I am.
Right. And but dude, it's one of them games, dude. Like you have to play. You have to play.
Every
you know?
day.
I
all day.
tell kids, you know, I'm like, you know, I'm a barber. I talk to kids. I cut the kids' hair. You know, talk to their parents and stuff like that. I'll tell them. I'll say, look, golf is the one sport to where you don't have to have a single athletic bone in your body. If you literally put in the work for it and you dedicate yourself and you be
Yep.
consistent and you just learn. It's literally the game of
Just play.
hard work and learning and,
Right.
and consistency. Like you don't have to have a single athletic bone in your body. You should be great in golf.
It's also it's almost like muscle memory.
Yes.
You get used
Yes.
to shooting certain shots. It's muscle memory.
Yeah, you don't have to have an athletic bone in your body to play golf.
So,
Go
ahead, man. What were you gonna say?
I'm sorry, David. Yeah. So you're from Florida? That's where you grew up.
Yeah, grew up in Florida, went to school, went to high school through in Florida, and then went to North Carolina.
And you moved to Louisiana.
Yeah, moved last year.
All right. So tell us about your experiences in high school sports in Florida, and then maybe try to relate to what you see here.
So hold on. How long have you been here?
I've only been here a year. I can't speak to high school sports here. I
You
don't
really
know.
can't speak on that.
I can't speak to high school sports here.
All right. So
Thanks for the
give
question. Next.
I mean, hey, but high school sports, like of what you've just seen in the past year here, of how intense high school rivalries will get around this. Is it like that in Florida? Is it? I mean,
It depends on the sport, and it depends.
Baseball.
I mean, there's going to be
baseball.
baseball's probably the biggest one.
yeah, because
Yeah, baseball.
baseball's probably the big.
Really?
Baseball's the biggest one. Yeah.
Baseball's a big rivalry, but I mean, football also is too. I mean, football is
Football will be a big rivalry, yeah.
in high school standpoint.
I'm assuming, yeah, mostly.
So there's
I
like
played a
districts.
lot against
There's-
Florida,
yes, of
and their
course,
sport is baseball.
I mean, think about everybody that goes to college and like the pros. I mean, playing high school in Tampa's got studs. You know, Anthony Rizzo, Jesus Luzardo all went to the same high school in Parkland, Florida. Like,
Yeah, the MLB, they've got,
they turn them out.
they've got a lot of programs.
Well, you look at the weather too. You can play baseball year round.
Right, right.
Year round, yeah.
Year round, wherever you want. Travel ball. It's
But
like
it's always hot.
All the MLB teams have their camp,
yeah,
preseason
exactly.
camp in Florida.
Exactly. Half the teams are down in Florida, the other half are out there.
I heard that's a fun trip too, just to go down there and it's a tour and go all.
There's actually 2 MLB teams that are in the state of Florida. The Miami Marlins and the Tampa Bay Rays.
Well, their
So,
camps.
let me ask you this, what you think about Dylan Cruz?
I mean, what can you say? I mean, you can ask the top prospects in the world, and he'll tell you he's the number 2 draft pick.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's a stud.
that's what it comes down to.
Wyatt Langford from Florida was the top draft pick.
That dude was good, I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
Lacer was good,
Oh,
Like what
no
Cruz
doubt.
in his first professional game went like 3 for 3.
yeah.
I mean, he's a beast. He's a stud.
I wanna see it.
He's rocking.
I wanna-
Cruz here.
I want to see that Paul Skeens Pirates start whenever they play the Nationals.
So what is the guy?
I want to see Dylan Cruz
What's the guy from
hit against
Florida
Paul
doing now?
Skeens.
Wyatt Langford.
Yes, that dude was good.
Paul
He was
Skeens'
really
first home
good.
run ever was like against
Wyatt
Paul
Langford
Skeens.
was good. That
Like
dude hit
those-
bombs.
But in like whenever he was still for Air Force, and I forget what Paul
Who
Skeens
did he go
was.
to?
I mean, I forget where Dylan Cruz
He was
was.
drafted third overall. He plays for the
Third overall, that's all right.
he plays for the Texas Rangers. He's out for
The dude was good.
Yeah,
That's probably
Phenomenal.
honestly, he probably got to the best spot of the 3.
He's phenomenal.
Cruz went to the Nationals and Skeens went to the Pirates. Who would you rather play for? You know,
I don't know, dude. Pirates are cheap.
he's in AAA baseball.
I'd rather play with whoever gives me the money.
Pirates are cheap.
double money.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I mean, Paul Skeens did just sign the number 1 signing bonus ever recorded in baseball history. So I mean, I can't really call them that cheap. But in the previous years, they're pretty cheap.
but you also got to think about like the reason they have that stigma of being cheap is because what big contracts do they give out when it matters?
Yeah. So it is kind of a long term.
It's all when it matters.
They had to give.
It's a good scheme.
Them. Oh, for sure, yeah.
It's a scheme for
It's hot.
schemes.
The arbitration
hot.
years and
Yeah.
everything that they
$9.2
give these guys.
million signing bonus.
Yeah, it was literally
And
the
they was
largest
because they had
recorded.
to. Like, they could've paid them
How
less.
much? Yeah.
Oh,
How much was that? Say it again.
Steve's got a $9.2 billion signing.
$9.2 million.
Yeah.
And in the baseball world,
But
he's worth way more than
But
that.
Dylan Cruz at number 2 got like 7.6 million. Like
He's worth way more than that.
They
9.2.
But you know how
you talk about in a
the way the contracts work in
Yeah.
baseball, they're gonna have
Absolutely.
arbitration.
You talk about a
They're
phone
not
call.
gonna make-
you talk about
That's-
securing
that's
a
a
phone
big-
call. You're securing your word on a phone call, and that's why you got
You gotta
$9.2 billion.
produce. You gotta get up there and
That's the only reason. That's the only reason.
So
You still get your
what do
salary.
you guys think? What do you guys think when these guys are going to actually produce in the MLB and
Now.
actually participate in the MLB?
Dylan Cruz is already playing.
Not far away.
Dylan Cruz is already playing.
He's in the they're in the lower levels already, but I think you're asking like when they're
No,
actually-
in the show. In the show. In the show.
That's
In the show.
what people have been.
No,
telling
I'm
me
talking about
is-
in the show.
Cruz is already
In the
double A.
show. In the show.
So
You
Paul
realize how
Skeens.
fast he went to double A?
In the show.
He might be there next month.
I want you to think. I'm asking what you think when he's
Okay,
going to be
well, I got you.
in the show.
When you gonna take that?
All right, go ahead. Go
A lot
ahead.
of-
Go ahead.
A lot of people's most educated opinions on the people that I talk to about that, they are saying that Paul Skeens is going to start for the Pirates when it come playoff time.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Really?
He'll be playing this year.
This year.
Absolutely.
So his major league debut is going to be in
Yes.
the playoffs.
That's what
Yeah,
everybody's best
Woo!
educational guess is. Nobody else is saying anything
Right now,
less or anything more.
both Steves and
You know,
Dylan
but-
Cruz are in AAA play right now.
Right. I understand that.
Next year,
That's
Dylan
not the
Cruz-
show, though.
Next year,
I'm talking
Dylan
about the
Cruz will
show.
be playing for an organization.
Right.
No doubt.
I mean, yeah, Dylan Cruz is definitely going to be. I mean, he's number 2 draft pick. You don't just waste that and not put him on the field.
Speaking to the microphone.
You don't
I
just
can't
not put him
hear
on the
you.
phone.
Speaking to the microphone.
This
I can't
year,
hear you.
Maybe.
this year,
Yes, yeah.
Paul Skeens will be pitching in the big leagues.
I can't hear
Can you hear? Yeah, I can hear myself.
Thank God.
you.
Tune him out.
Okay, guys.
Controversy on the pod.
So we got one more topic about college football, and it's the fact that you got multiple universities that are moving out of their conferences to other conferences. So, for instance,
Pac-12 is dead.
we got Texas and Oklahoma that will be coming to the SEC soon. I honestly think that Texas could do well, but I don't think Oklahoma will survive in the SEC. I think they will get destroyed.
I know.
The Sooners are always
I
up
think
there.
Oklahoma will do well in the SEC. They will do way better than the lower tier SEC teams. Way better. I mean, Oklahoma. Look at Oklahoma's record. The last, I guess you could say, 10 years, they've probably been what?
They've definitely been at the
Don't
top
quote me
more.
on this, but they've probably been what, 6-3 last.
I mean, they've definitely been on the top more than Arkansas.
Oh, they way better than
Yeah,
Arkansas.
exactly. I mean, they could
Way
definitely.
better.
They'll
Texas-
definitely come to the SEC. I mean, they're gonna. Yeah,
I mean,
they already.
It's a great recruiting ground too.
people are talking about they're gonna get drawn year in and year out. But look who we have in there. We have Ole Miss, Arkansas, Vanderbilt. You gonna tell me they're not better than them?
Well, here's the
that's
thing
what I'm
about Oklahoma, the state of Oklahoma. That is a recruiting ground of talent.
So they're gonna do great in the
That's religion. That their football is their religion. They're like us.
Yeah, they won't.
They're like us.
They won't do nothing
Football
outside of
is a
football.
religion.
They won't do nothing outside of football, but football they will excel.
They're a sports school, man. Like their girls softball team is like will not
Oh,
be beat
yeah.
for the next 2 years at
Right,
least.
right. Their
They're
softball team, right?
studs. They are.
Who went to the Big Ten? Who's going to the Big Ten? Did he go do that or?
I think is Colorado going there, or are they moving to the Pac-12, or
Not
are
too
they
familiar with
getting
that.
out of the Pac-12 and moving to the Big Ten? I know Colorado is moving out of their conference.
Is there anybody else you got?
Neon Dion.
Is that
The worst tackler in NFL history.
Yeah, there's another school. USC wanted to move out of their conference as well.
I'm sorry, but I never hear like he got
Worst tackler in NFL history.
he was a
Just ask to
showboat.
show them that. Well, I mean, he had every right to show them.
Yeah,
USC. What's they Coach O come from?
but can he coach these guys up in Colorado?
You know,
We're about to find out.
You know what's-
Whoa, shit.
But-
You talk about Coach O.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
started
wait.
at USC.
Hey, let me say a really cool thing about Coach O.
I
right
know
quick.
we coaching now.
Hey, let me say a really cool thing.
He's enjoying his time off.
Yeah.
You got offered a job.
Did he?
Yeah.
I know, I'm asking.
Hey,
No.
Ed,
No,
Ed,
yeah,
that's
I think he's turning them all down. So I'm gonna tell a really cool story about Coach O right now.
Yeah.
Whenever he was at USC, so because of this standpoint, Coach O at this moment, in time, not at that moment in time, but whenever it was reflected on, people had said Coach will and still will say Coach O is one of the greatest recruiters to ever live. You know what I mean? And so it comes down. So listen. This is how it went down. So whenever Coach O was at USC, Coach O tried to get Adrian Peterson so bad to come to USC. And Adrian Peterson wanted to go to USC. He probably would have if it wasn't been for the certain circumstance that happened. So the only reason that Adrian Peterson went to where he was is because Adrian Peterson's dad was locked up. He was locked up in a county jail. And the only way that Adrian Peterson's dad could watch him play football was in that county for that state because it would be on that county prison's television. So Coach O, listen,
Was it?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So I think
So you saying no?
So listen.
congrats to the coach.
Peterson?
no, you gotta listen. So next thing you know, Coach O starts getting on phone calls trying to transfer. He's trying to transfer Adrian Peterson's dad from county prisons to get transferred to USC, in that state, so that Adrian Peterson could come.
Watch his boy.
Yes, so that's what he went to an extension. Yeah.
Damn.
Yes, but it ended up not coming through on judges and stuff. But yeah, that is a fact. Yeah.
I'll tell you the story.
Let me look it up.
Adrian Peterson told me that.
Yeah.
First hit.
I mean, I shouldn't have to quote everything I say. To everybody who's watching, I just completely made that story up.
Yeah.
Well, whatever it is,
I got him
that's
on.
beautiful.
I got Adrian Peterson on speed dial. I'm gonna call him and see if he picks up.
And he said that was good.
Boo. I know, whatever. That's beautiful.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's
For a grown man,
Yeah.
you know, to switch prisons
yeah.
in different states to watch his boy.
And that's the
ball.
only reason that Adrian Peterson went to where he went was because he was not going. Adrian Peterson was the greatest college football player at the time.
No,
You know, top prospect, like top prospects.
Sounds
You know,
like a good 30 on 30.
like for real, like, and then that's ended up with that's why they say, like, people say that Coach O, who was one of the greatest crews because he had the most heart. You know, he would do anything to have these great players. You know, but you know, it ended up not coming through. But
Shit.
Oh, whoa.
that is, dude. Coach
Hold
O
on now.
Coach O would walk through that door.
Hold
like,
on now.
like who drop kicked you?
Just how big a
That dude
boy
was
are you?
crazy. That dude was wild.
Just how big a boy are you?
Coach O would size
You
you up.
want to find out, Big Dog?
Just how big a boy are
You
you?
want to find out?
Just gonna say that about my man, man.
Wow, Coach O was the man, bro.
Man.
Like I can't say my words on here, but the hell with Big O.
I'd ask you to stand up, but it looks like you already are.
Yeah. I'd hate to have to sit you down again.
Whoa.
Let's keep it PG-13 here.
PG-13.
Nah, I'm just kidding, y'all. I love the Devin. But no, so guys, Adrian Peterson, he's 38 years old and he's not officially retired. If he does sign for the NFL team, he'll be the oldest running
He
back.
can't.
What?
He's done.
He's done.
That is crazy. That's
Running
crazy.
backs.
Sign me up. Sign me up. I can do it tomorrow. I
How
can do it.
38 years old.
I can do it.
Yeah.
I can do it
Running backs.
tomorrow.
So
Don't
originally
make it long.
it was Frank Gore at 39 years old. Frank Gore retired 2 years ago.
When did Matt Forte retire as a running back? He was old as hell.
Matt Forte retired, I believe Matt Forte retired back in 2016, 2017.
Dude, but like, I would like to know what its age was.
All right. So what
had to be like 30,
is the
32,
shortest
33.
lifespan of a player in the NFL?
You ain't got to worry about it.
What's the shortest lifespan?
Tom Brady.
No. I'm talking about position-wise.
The running back.
I don't know.
Probably-
How's that?
No, you're
On
probably
average,
your
the
nose
NFL
guard.
On average, the NFL running back lasts 4 years.
4 years. The shortest tenure of
And the
player.
reason why is because the running back receives handoffs, has to run up the middle, deal with linebackers, deal with defensive tackles,
Yeah.
cornerbacks. And my father can attest to this because he had to take a lot of handoffs.
Boom.
And that's
3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Would you say like a
give me the
like a
ball?
guard or a center too? Like, you know, they're getting hit every play.
No, but actually the longest position in the National Football League is offensive line.
Offensive line.
Really?
Offensive
Really?
line.
The average offensive line lasts.
Nine.
If you got a little fatter, you'd still be playing.
See, this is what I'm talking
impressive.
about.
That's impressive. That's every play.
Come back to me about my weight
You get a little
and,
fatter, you'd still be
and
playing.
my size. I keep telling you.
I can't help you, your wife ain't satisfied.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, but dude, that's crazy though.
I just
For
want
real.
you to stand up.
What's wait, did you get Matt Forte's age?
I'm about to figure it out.
I want to know because, dude, I'm telling you, I picked up in
He was
fantasy like at least
38.
7 years in a row.
So he retired in 2018.
Forte, Tulane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where he came from. He played with the Bears and the New York Jets.
Yes. Yes. Dude, he had to be at least 34.
So let's see. He's currently 47 right now. So
Yeah. So he was, dude. What? He was like 42.
No, it's like 38.
I'm sorry. Not 47. 37.
Okay.
Whoa!
My bad, man. I'm sorry, man. My bad. I'm sorry, man. My bad.
So he's currently 30. So it's 2018. So he would have been 33 around.
That's
32.
around 33.
Dude, I mean, yeah, that's impressive. You know.
The dude was young.
No,
And,
not for a running back.
So guys, I mentioned this before. My father actually played against a couple great players.
Yes.
Played national players.
Yes.
Hall of Famers. He actually played with. He played his whole career with the Atlanta Falcons. Tom McClure.
Yes.
He was considered one of the best centers in the National Football League.
Yes.
Where's Todd at now?
He's retired.
Retired.
He actually just got honored in the Atlanta Falcons Ring of Honor.
What's his annual salary?
His annual salary.
What was it or is it?
Right now, it's probably not as much as a Tulane grad, to be fair.
That is more than this.
No. He was he played.
Tulane lawyer or
He
doctor?
graduated from
Oh, not
Central
that
High
much.
School, and he graduated from the great University of LSU.
That's more than this guy's.
Sure.
All right, so you want more?
Yeah, he also got a chance to play with Chad Pennington and Randy Moss, even though Randy Moss was in street clothes.
Yeah.
Uh,
And he had a knee injury.
Yes. And then Jeremiah Trotter.
I do remember Jeremiah Trotter.
Jeremiah Trotter is on the Ring of Honor for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I put him on his ass.
Too bad, dude.
I put him on his ass.
I believe
He
you.
didn't
Russ.
see it coming. He didn't see it coming.
I believe you.
I believe.
I know.
He didn't.
It's like a blindside type of
It was blindside.
Yeah.
It was like
Bring another
Hey, you
like today would be legal.
You can get a real man.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you. You get,
Oh,
What
yeah.
she said.
you get anybody on the blind side. You hit him just right, dude. You
Boom.
both flipping.
Boom.
Both flipping.
He went from head up to feet up in 1 second.
Yeah.
And you woke up.
Waited for him to wake up, probably.
I got player of the week that week.
What?
And then,
Offensive player of the week.
And then Chad Pennington. Y'all know Chad Pennington?
Oh, he tore us up.
So Chad Pennington was actually the only other
He-
successful quarterback in the 2000 draft besides Tom Brady. They were the only two good quarterbacks in the league.
He got carried off the field twice.
So he's old.
No, because of our defense.
Yeah.
Our defensive ends were ruthless. And they knocked the shit out of him. Oh, I can't tell you how many times they carried him off the field. It was like Tom Brady, not Tom Brady, but oh shit.
Yeah, you was on offense, so you didn't have shit to do.
I know that.
Speaking of old quarterbacks, let's talk about Aaron Rodgers. Dude.
He's the only quarterback that's
Oh,
left in the
he's the-
2000s that's still playing.
He's the oldest
He
quarterback
used to
right
go.
now.
He used to go.
Hey, dude, no. I mean, dude, listen.
He is the oldest.
Listen
quarterback.
right
He's
quick.
the oldest starting quarterback.
Jets-
in the NFL.
The Jets
Hang
had
it up.
one of the best defenses last year. And I mean, dude, he's not going to do bad. He's really not. I mean, he's
I'm
still
glad-
Aaron Rodgers.
Look,
Dang it.
I'm glad we're
He's
on
still
this.
Aaron
I'm
Rodgers.
glad we're on this topic because we have a Miami Dolphin fan in the house with us.
You want a cold pop or something?
Don't tell me about
You want a
it.
cold
Dude,
pop?
I'm telling you, the Jets. I mean,
Good?
I'm not rooting for Miami because I'm a big Saints fan, but like, I always like Aaron Rodgers.
Some
Saints
wine?
fan. I didn't know Saints still had fans.
Hey, dude,
Want some
don't
water?
hate on the Saints. Don't hate on the Saints, dude. The Saints are really about to like go off this year. And
Yeah, that's a lot.
yeah,
Say that
it's
every
not.
damn year.
I got the best. We have literally the best.
The Saints are.
We have the best.
Oh, see,
Dude, if you ever say the Saints
what
are
are
terrible
you
at this
talking
year,
about? You don't even
somebody's
know.
gonna look at you stupid if you say that like in
The
public.
Saints are terrible.
No,
I'm
dude.
saying it
I
now.
just don't.
I'm saying it at the end of the
See
year.
that. See, this is why I don't associate with you. I don't want to be friends with you.
And this is why I like it.
Dude, the Saints have literally the best team that they have put together as a foundation. In the
They
last,
say that every year.
let me talk.
We
the
didn't
last
say
10
that. We did not say that last year. We did not say that the year.
In the last 10 to 15 years, which is basically Drew Brees has come up with his prime, this is the best team we've had since then. And this is the easiest schedule in Saints franchise, specifically because we're not playing any of the top 15 quarterbacks in the league. Like, we got Trevor Lawrence, yeah, but I mean, he's a rookie, but he's doing really good. And the only games that he had
This will be his third year in the league, I believe.
but like even his games last year, everybody's calling him great and stuff. I mean, yeah, he came back, but dude, I mean, should have lost those games.
Good is if they don't play anybody.
I mean,
It must be real.
I mean, I'm just saying they're the best team they've had in 10, 15 years, and they have the easiest schedule like they've ever had.
In the last 15 years, how many playoff games have the Saints won?
Probably around like 8.
There's
No,
reason for
it ain't that
optimism
many.
if you're a Saints fan, but I think it comes from not, in just my opinion, I don't think it necessarily comes from them being good per se. I think it comes from them being better than they were. But that doesn't
That's
necessarily.
not saying a lot.
You
That's
can
what
say
I'm
that
saying.
a lot.
That doesn't equate to them being the top playoff team.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
there's two things that are working in their favor: is that they are better than they have been, and the division there is.
They need another big catastrophe to happen for them to be good again.
That's literally, you can put that in the same aspect of what I'm about to say right now. I mean, like, I feel like one of our toughest opponents this year is going to be the Detroit Lions. Like, because their foundation has been fixed up, like, very,
When
very
was the last time the
well.
Saints had a great playoff season?
Their coach,
That's what I was gonna say too.
their coach is really bringing that Detroit Lions team up.
I think that's, and I don't know enough about Saints football or Dennis Allen.
And how far did they go?
They made it to the NFC Championship game, but we got hoed by the.
You talking about the Minnesota game?
Okay, good.
Okay,
Before
okay.
that, when was the last
The
time
referees,
they had a
the
good
referees.
playoff run?
Like 2 years ago, whenever they were like at the end of, they were like,
No.
I don't think that coach is it, man. The Saints coach
20
ain't it.
Well, in 2020, the
I think-
COVID year, they went to the divisional round and we lost to the Buccaneers.
yeah,
We shouldn't have lost that game, but golly, if Sean and Drew didn't have such a good relationship, Sean should have told him, like, look, bro, you cannot play today. I gotta take
Hold
you
on,
off.
hold on. How good of a year did they have after Katrina?
They went to the NFC Championship game. They lost to the Chicago Bears.
we literally won
Katrina?
the Super Bowl 3 years after Katrina.
We did, yeah.
Like
That
what?
was in 2009.
That's after
Yeah,
Katrina. That's considered after Katrina. What?
They won a couple divisional round games.
Yeah, like
And who did they play? What was
the
their record?
NFL.
What was their record?
NFL football
What do
players.
you got against the Saints?
Wait, that's
Yeah,
why
like,
are you so against them?
That's like fucking terrible.
That's
They're
like-
not
Oh,
terrible.
man.
No, all right, look.
Saints won
You know what he's
3
on?
years after
Why are you
He's
so
on.
against
He's anti-NFL.
It feels like I can tell you
Anti-NFL.
Yeah,
The
he's
Saints are terrible.
anti-NFL
We're really
But
not.
for political reasons.
I feel like that's a Mandela effect, right? Like I could have swore that the Saints won the same year Katrina happened. But
So-
you guys said it happened 3 years.
No,
ago.
yeah, it was
It
2009.
was
Right, but I feel
2009.
like the way I
Katrina-
remember it though
Yeah,
is it happened the same year.
Katrina.
So
Yeah, a
in
lot of people do
2000
remember it like
So
that.
in 2006, the Superdome reopened. That's when the Superdome reopened
Yes,
fully.
yes.
We had
That's the year they won it.
No, we went to the NFC Championship.
Yes.
And how many times they've been in the Super Bowl since?
They have not been in the Super Bowl since.
It's called a run. I mean,
They should have been there in
Should've.
2019.
Should've,
They got
but they
hoed.
didn't.
Look
They
at some of the
got
greatest.
Why are you
Look
so
at the
against
Philadelphia
the Saints?
Look at the Philadelphia Eagles. Look at
I
people
mean,
that are growing up right now. I mean,
the
these
Saints
people. When the last time they've won a Super
The
Bowl?
Saints won't win another national championship. They
The
won't win
Eagles
another
have
A national-
You have-
2017.
you haven't given a
championship.
You haven't
You
given
better
a real
hope for
argument
another
yet.
big catastrophe before the Saints win another Super Bowl.
You do realize the Saints have finished in
No, they need a
like 15
catastrophe.
or better.
All right, so
They haven't won a Super Bowl.
all right, so look, I want to concentrate on the
Because we
season.
haven't had a good quarterback
Okay,
after Drew.
but
All right, hold on.
y'all prove me wrong and tell me the Saints are gonna win the Super Bowl this year.
Look, I
Prove
don't
you
expect
wrong.
them to make it to the Super Bowl this year, but they have a great
Here
chance
we
of making
go.
the playoffs.
Here
this
we
year.
go.
Nice.
The
All right.
playoffs.
So
Playoffs.
that leads
Playoffs.
that leads to my
Playoffs.
next question.
You're looking at Joe
My
Burrow,
next
Patrick
question.
Mahomes, Jalen
I have a
Hurts.
question.
Like that.
Josh Allen. It's all right. You're looking at Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts. You're looking at all these great quarterbacks, man. Just because a team doesn't prosper against other great teams, that doesn't mean they're shit.
So because they have a
Doesn't
good
mean they're shit.
quarterback, they're a great team.
I think they're gonna have to win their division though. I don't think 2 come out of them.
We have a strong case.
They
Like I
can't win
said,
their division because they suck.
We have the best chance.
What? Dude,
The only team we have to worry about is the Carolina Panthers.
and Baker and Derek Carr is Baker Mayfield's uncle. Like I feel like that's like
So look,
that's like
these are the
Baker
starting
Mayfield's great
quarterbacks in
uncle.
the NFC South.
Like-
Derek Carr, Baker Mayfield, Desmond Ritter, and Bryce Young. Those
So-
are the starting quarterbacks.
So you're
in the
telling me
NFC South.
just a quarterback wins championship?
No, you need a quarterback in order for your offense.
Look
to
at
be
the
good.
rep-
If you don't have a quarterback, what
What
is
about
your
our
offense?
defense?
All right, name one cornerback on the Saints' defense.
Lattimore.
I don't give a fuck.
Don't, not you, not you.
That's
Him.
what
You see, he doesn't know.
He
He doesn't know. Who is our starting strong safety?
garbage. and
This is
they
the
will
easiest
continue
question.
to be garbage.
The easiest question I can ask you: Who is the
Shut
Saints'
down corner.
Who is the Saints' strong safety? Don't tell. It's the easiest question in the history of you
I
watch
don't care
football.
because they
It's the
suck.
honey badger from your shirt.
and he sucks.
From your
You say it
shirt.
From my shirt.
It's
It's
Ella
Joe
shirt.
Burrow.
Ella shirt. That's how much.
Try
you,
again.
That's how much you know
Try again.
about the Saints. You don't even know the most famous player from Ella
Look,
shirt.
you trying to point something out, but you don't know what you're talking about. Who is this?
It's called a
Who is
reference.
this?
It's called a reference of Ella's shoes.
Who is this?
It's a reference of Ella's shoe.
You can't point something out that you're lying
I have a
about.
question.
It says
for you.
LSU.
But who is this?
I'm not speaking no more into that.
Y'all wouldn't either if I went for the Saints.
Because you don't, dude, you couldn't even name the
The Saints
most
are
famous
terrible.
person that you
Okay.
even know.
Hold on, quick question.
So bet me right now, I guarantee you the Saints will
That's
not
a dumb
win.
bet. That's a dumb
Man,
bet.
why-
Like I'm a good
Why are you
gambler.
so hating on them?
That's because he's anti-NFL.
Well, he just doesn't-
Anti-NFL.
Rico just doesn't like the NFL.
Anti-NFL.
Yeah, he's trying to get off the subject because he doesn't know anything about it.
So bet me right now, I guarantee you
That's
the
a dumb
Saints
bet. I'm a
will not
smart-
make it to the Super
I'll
Bowl.
bet. I'm a smart gambler, and that is a toss-up. I don't do toss-ups
I'm
and
telling
gambling.
you right because it's scripted.
I'll bet.
I don't do toss-ups and gambling. I'll give him 10 wins.
It's scripted. They
Bet the
already
Saints
know
He'll
make the
what's
definitely
happening.
have a winning record for sure. Okay,
Yeah,
look,
I'll give him 10
quick
wins.
question, Rico. Let me ask you this: Can you name one starting player on the Saints roster?
Cam
No.
Jordan.
There you go.
Boom.
What did he
Bam.
say?
Cameron Jordan.
Woo.
You
Nice.
seen that on
And they
TikTok?
still fucking suck.
You do believe.
You
You
seen
do
that on
really
TikTok?
They
believe.
still suck.
You do really
We
believe.
have ever since and this is the organization's fault. They did not prepare for to have a new quarterback out when Drew left. That was the organization's fault. Because we had to deal with Trevor Siemian, Andy Dalton, Jameis Winston, who wound up not being who wound up showing out.
Ugh.
But now we actually have a good quarterback on our team now with Derek Carr, who played for the Las
Okay.
Vegas Raiders.
He's young enough to.
So I'm betting each and every one of y'all they won't
nobody's
make it.
betting you.
They will not make it
To the what?
to the Super Bowl.
Nobody's
Playoffs.
betting. That's
The
a
game
dumb
before the
bet.
Super Bowl.
That's a dumb
They-
bet.
No, that's a dumb
You're talking
bet.
about- You're talking about Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, that's
Like
the AFC. So look, the team.
it doesn't matter. It's still the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the teams that the Saints would have to contend with in the NFC is the Philadelphia Eagles.
I don't give a fuck who they got to present. They terrible.
They're not terrible. They
Oh
literally
my
have double digit wins almost every season except for last season.
That is an
All right,
embarrassing
Landon,
statement.
So why
I have a
can
question.
none of y'all bet me then?
Because it is an embarrassing statement to even put that as a bet on like swinging it like
Because
that,
we
you know?
because we
Because
know
you're scared to lose.
No, because
we
it's
know-
No,
on
we're
air.
scared. No, we're scared to win.
You're scared to lose.
we are aware of the talent that you know
I'll
how
put
hard
my
it is to
money-
make
I got
it to the
$100
Super Bowl?
Yeah, like that. Yeah, like that's Joe Burrow, Josh Allen,
Put
Patrick
your money
Mahomes,
where your
Jalen Hurts,
mouth
like
is.
all these people. Dude,
I have $100 on the Saints making the playoffs.
All right, we got 100.
No, they'll make the playoffs for sure. I'll bet on that all day.
I'm not betting. I'm not a gambler.
They will make the playoffs.
Oh,
They will win in the NFC South this year. I promise you that.
it's weak. The NFC South is weak.
The only team that scares me in the NFC South is the Carolina Panthers. That is the only team that scares me.
So there you go. You just said it. They don't play nobody.
I mean, that's not my fault. They
All right.
don't organize their
But you
schedule.
said it.
I just
Yeah, but that was the whole controversy.
That was
of it.
stupid.
So Landon, I want your comment on how it's going to affect the Saints season that Kamara misses the first 3 games.
It won't.
It won't because they got Jamal Williams that they signed from the Detroit Lions that I really like, and they
Yeah.
drafted Kendrick Miller from the TCU.
It won't. It's the first 3 games of the fucking season.
Yeah,
That's
so-
why they
one of the
only
best.
suspended him the first 3 games of the season.
Well, the reason why it was only 3 because it got brought down. His charge got brought down below felony. So
yeah, of course it did.
Yeah, because he paid the dude $1 million and he paid his whole hospital bill.
Hey, if somebody's beating up, if somebody's like harassing my girlfriend, I'm probably gonna beat the fuck out of him.
Well, what
too.
happened was his boys were beating him up first, and then he joined in on the fray. Which that was a stupid. That was on his.
That was
So
dumb.
y'all were there and y'all seen exactly what happened.
Yeah, the elevator
There's live-
videos.
there's live
Yes,
videos.
there's
Live
elevator
video, live
videos.
Yeah, there's security.
Y'all know exactly what happened.
It's called.
No, there's
it
live. It was in a
video.
hotel.
It was in a
It was in a
hotel.
hotel. It's live security footage.
was in an elevator.
Y'all know the whole
He
story.
joined
before
in
and
the
after
fight.
that.
Well, no, they came out with the reasons after the question. You said, well, why did y'all beat up on this guy? And then literally everybody, his people said, like, oh, he was harassing.
He was harassing his girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they said he had to teach him a lesson. And then Alvin is literally caught on
So you know what that is, huh?
Boy.
what?
He broke the law.
Yeah, he broke the law. We're acknowledging he broke the law. He literally had to pay the dude $1 million, and then he had to pay his whole hospital bill.
Why? Because they did wrong.
Yeah. What's your point? What are you trying to get at?
The Saints suck.
How does that
Oh my God, man!
How does
You
that
triggered
mean
all
it's
of
You
them.
gotta be kidding me, man.
No.
Y'all won't bet me.
I'm not.
I
I got
I'm not doing this
$100.
anymore.
I bet you right now.
I'm
Right
not.
now, the Saints won't make it to the championship game.
No. Playoffs.
No, they so good. They so good.
We're saying we're
I
saying
mean, football is football. You don't know what goes from game to game.
They so good though. It don't matter.
Yeah, so you're gonna bet.
yeah, because we are their loyal fan base. We want to believe.
We
in them, and
are a
we see-
loyal fan
and we-
That's
base.
what's wrong with the NFL.
We
Motherfuckers
represent
like
the
y'all.
Saints in this house.
Y'all pay these goofy ass motherfuckers bills. That's what's wrong with y'all.
I'm
Dude,
an
dude,
unbiased
dude,
fan. I don't think the Saints are making
No,
You guys-
How can you
Nah,
say that?
fucking
Danny?
terrible.
We
Because
talked
they're-
about
no,
it
it's-
before.
it's-
We talked about
There
it.
you
I
go.
don't- I don't believe in Dennis Allen as their coach.
They're
I don't
fucking
think
terrible.
that
It's
he's-
not about that anymore. It's not. You have a young veteran quarterback that is going to build a foundation on this team, and he has the entire. He has
That's
everything
what they
he
say
needs.
every year.
He has
We
everything
don't
he
say that
needs.
every week. We did
No,
not
this
say
is
that
not-
last year when we
no,
passed it.
You know what I said last
don't know
year?
if Derek Carr's that dude though.
No, Derek Carr is that
He's
guy.
that dude.
Let me tell you why.
He's
All right, wait.
good
Let me
dude.
just spit some.
How many teams
Let me just spit some. Let me just spit. Let me
Just
just.
be a second team.
Let me just spit
What
some
did they do with his
statistics.
last team? Nothing.
No, okay. Well, let me.
He did.
Let me tell you.
Look,
So why they
me or
get-
you or me or Peyton can tell you.
Let me-
why they're-
yeah,
So
let me
why
tell
they
you.
get traded?
Because the Raiders wouldn't have nothing to do with him anymore because they have a joke of a coach that they had there before.
Everything that
and
you're
one
saying.
before him.
Everything you're
John,
saying
they
right now, I
traded
have
a
a
good
fact.
quarterback for it.
I have a
Derek
fact.
Carr was good. Derek Carr was good.
Fuck out of here.
Derek Carr broke franchise records in his first 2 years at
So
in
look.
Las Vegas. And he had nobody. He had nobody. He brought him to NFC Championship within
But you already
5
know
years.
that.
No,
Or-
the farthest he got with him was the AFC divisional round. That's the
Yeah,
farthest he got.
that's what I meant.
And
Not
look,
NFC.
And he
but
was
yeah.
playing. He was playing with the defense. His defense was ranked
Terrible.
25th or higher,
Sucks.
25th or lower.
Yeah,
in the
dude, he was
National Football
trash.
League. And
Well,
he
put
took
your money where your mouth is.
I told you
I got $100 on
on
the Saints making the
God, they
playoffs.
all this goddamn talking.
I'm on the side of the Saints not making playoffs, man.
They
I'll
won't.
throw money in the pot.
They terrible.
In
I'm not taking nobody's money.
I just don't think that Carolina is too unknown right now. We don't know what
Every
Carolina
game.
Carolina is trash.
We don't know what
No,
Carolina.
I wouldn't say that. They got a lot of young.
I'm not worried about.
Team.
I'm not
They
worried
do.
about.
What about
Tampa.
It's not. It's
That's the
not.
second one. I
it's
was
not
gonna
the
say.
same.
I'm
But
not
it's
worried
game
about
in and
Tampa.
game out.
It's not the Saints. Carolina is not the Saints. We have the Honey Badger. We have Lattimore. We have Chris Olave. Which is listen to me.
38.
Listen to me. You might
He's
understand.
33.
You might understand if you
He's old as a fucking.
if you would like. We have Chris Olave, who's the rookie of the year. Rookie of the year. We have Michael Thomas.
He's a beast.
No, he was the rookie of the year last
Go
year.
deep,
No,
man.
it was
Throw
won
it
by
deep.
Greg Wilson
What?
from the New York Jets.
Garrett.
Well, all I know. Well, if you,
Garrett Wilson.
I mean, he was a
I thought his name
whatever.
was Greg. Is his name Garrett? Is
Really?
Garrett Wilson? I could have sworn. it was
Well,
Greg.
dude, all I knew was Chris Olave was in the mix of
He
rookie
wasn't
of the
in the
year.
mix. Like,
So
he
then
finished
we have
second.
Michael Thomas. Then we have Taysom Hill to for sure get 3 young. Who?
Michael Thomas.
Dude, that dude is. It doesn't matter if he plays or not, dude.
No,
I don't.
He plays
I
for the Saints. Don't worry. He's good.
don't
He's
personally like Michael Thomas
He's good. He
because
plays for the
because
Saints.
of certain reasons I'm not gonna get into right now. But he is.
If he plays himself, he played one game. I showed 13 catches. or
Yeah.
some shit.
No,
but
he's
he
gonna be-
plays for the Saints now.
He's good.
He played 4 games last year.
He's
He got
good.
hurt when he got hurt in the Carolina game. He missed the rest of the year.
We also have Taysom Hill that does not fall backwards.
Yeah, no
We got Jimmy back.
And he's
Got Jimmy
ball
back.
every play.
Yes.
Got Jimmy.
Our tight end room is solid.
We got
Devon
Jimmy
Johnson,
back.
Foster
Jimmy.
Moreau.
Taysom Hill's gonna get the ball every
We
play,
just
right?
our first
No,
round
he's not.
draft
Taysom-
pick was
Taysom
defensive
going
end.
on the field for
I don't think the Saints are going to be, 6-10, 7-9.
Dude,
Like,
no,
I
they're
can see
they're gonna
them.
win 10 games.
I don't know how.
They're
Dude,
going
no.
to win 10 games.
You don't know how. Dude, they're gonna start 6-0. I've been telling
They
everybody they're
won't.
gonna start 6-0. And when I
who they play week 1, they're going to lose week 1.
They play the Titans week.
They're going to lose to the Titans week 1.
You listen to this from Louisiana people.
I know, I get it.
And they love the Saints.
I
All
understand
they
the
have to
passion.
They
do
love
against
the
the
Saints.
Titans
It's
is
not.
if they just shut down Derrick Henry, the Titans got nothing.
That's
What
not
can they
true.
do?
You have to realize that
They
Louisiana
love the Saints.
fans are not just oblivious to love in their team, dude. The Louisiana people talk shit.
Colts.
Louisiana
They are. How long has Louisiana been loving
Louisiana,
the Saints?
Louisiana people talk the most shit about their team until they do good.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people talk shit about James.
But how long has
No,
Louisiana been
everybody.
loving the Saints?
Louisiana will talk
Putting
shit about
all my
LSU
money
football
on
until they do something great.
Since the
You know,
80s,
nobody really
when
just
they
is
got-
like die hard over their
And
team.
what have they done
And just
since?
saying, like,
They
yeah,
won
yeah,
one
they're gonna
Super
win.
Bowl.
But
This year's
not
crazy.
Yeah, it's
You know
not.
how
year's
hard it is
crazy.
to
It's not
get-
blind
you know how
faith.
hard it is to get to the Super Bowl? right
One.
now? You know how hard it is?
And you know how many times they made the
Very
playoffs?
difficult.
Yeah.
Yes, throughout. Okay, so throughout the Saints have been a franchise since 1967.
Yes.
They didn't make their first playoff game until in the 80s when
Yes.
Archie Manning was still on the team.
Bobby Hebert, boy, the Cajun cannon.
And then the Saints got really good in the 90s when they had the Dome Patrol.
Dome Patrol.
That was Ricky.
Ricky Williams.
No, not Ricky Williams.
And
They had Sam Mills.
Sam Mills.
and how far did that go?
Vaughn, something Vaughn. His last name was Vaughn.
How far did that go?
Well, they made the playoffs, but unfortunately they got knocked out.
They got knocked
Because
out.
Unfortunately.
they had no offense. They had no offense at that
The
time.
Saints have
Sam
a shot at making
Mills.
the playoffs, but they have to win the division. That's
They will. They will.
They
win
have
the
to.
division.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
Baker Mayfield ain't gonna do shit. to the
Tampa, I'm not
Bucs.
That's the
worried
reason-
about Tampa.
They don't have a
Carolina's just-
division.
Carolina's just unknown, so it's hard to say. But you'll know early on whether or not they're competing.
There's a big reason that Baker
In the
Mayfield
weakest
has been
division there
in
is.
No,
4
that is
different
not the
teams
weakest.
I'm not worried about
in the
Baker at
last
all.
last
My
5
mind is
years,
on
like
the
10
The
years.
AFC
He's been in like
South
4
is the
different
weakest
teams. Like
division.
he can't establish himself in a
AFC
team.
South with the Texans,
Like,
the Titans.
That's the main.
Colts and Jaguars.
There's a reason that Aaron Rodgers. There's a reason that
The
Aaron
only team
Rodgers
in
could
AFC
not
South
leave
is the Jaguars.
Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers could not leave Green Bay specifically because he was that good. Baker Mayfield has been in like 4 teams in the past like 7 years.
I'm not
Because
worried-
he's
I
not
wouldn't be worried
good.
about- Yeah, I wouldn't
He's
worry
not
about
good.
Tampa at all. I would be honestly like Carolina's just unknown, and
I didn't.
Atlanta.
Y'all do realize
like
the next Super Bowl champion is already selected.
Yeah, probably. It's Kansas City again.
Do y'all realize?
Wait. What?
The next Super Bowl
What
champion
did you
is already
say?
selected. They already selected.
Please.
Whoever brings in the most money is who's gonna bring in the Super Bowl.
Actually, that's not true.
The last time LSU baseball won a national
We're talking
championship.
about the NFL now. Don't go
How about
back
you
to
listen?
college.
Listen. Last time the LSU baseball team won a national championship, the Saints won a Super Bowl.
You just went back to college.
Thank God. That's what it took.
You went back to college.
That's what it took.
That's not
Thank
even,
God.
that's not even an argument. The last time LSU went to won the whatever,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Saints went. What does that have to do with?
It's
Professional
because you were
sports.
talking.
Has
He's
nothing to do
saying,
with
he's saying
professional
LSU.
sports.
He's trying to correlate it. LSU
Yeah, like,
baseball won it this year, so
It has nothing to do with. Professional sports.
Like you were
The
saying,
Saints
you were
will
saying
never
that's already
be good.
picked. I was trying to help you out. I was trying to help you out on that
You
statement.
can't help me out. Whoever brings the most money is who's gonna be in the Super
Exactly.
Bowl.
You said it was already picked, and then I
It is.
wanted to help you out on that statement, and I said that the last time that LSU baseball won the national championship was 2009. LSU baseball just
So
won a
you saying the
national
Saints gonna go back
this year? So last time LSU baseball won a national
I
championship,
bet you right now.
dude, I don't know what you're talking about.
I bet
You're
you
stumbling
right
in
now.
front of the table.
I bet you
I'm
right
not
now.
betting nobody. I don't like going to chase nobody down for money. First of all,
You
And
don't have to.
betting.
I'll be chasing you
And
down.
I
for
don't
money.
like betting, so I'm not betting. I told you like 5
The Saints will not be in the Super Bowl.
Okay,
Won't
thank you.
happen.
I don't know if they will either. I'll
I'm
keep
telling you
telling you.
that.
I keep telling you.
All right.
Jesus.
They won't be in there.
That's not what we're saying. We're saying they're going to make the playoffs.
we'll see. I got
They'll be lucky to make the playoffs. They don't bring in the
We're looking to
revenue
make it.
everybody else does.
What else you got on there? All right, doctor.
I looked at the same schedule. It's not as easy as you think. They do have.
Saints ain't gonna do shit. I don't know.
They got to play against 5 good teams. Like the Vikings, the Lions.
Yeah, they got Trevor Lawrence and Kirk
and then the
Cousins.
Jaguars, the
Yeah.
Patriots, and then
Trevor Lawrence and Kirk Cousins.
and
And
then
then the Lions is up there. They just lost their best friend.
and then,
Cleveland Browns.
and then the
The
Rams.
Cleveland Browns are going to win the Super Bowl.
I wouldn't put the Rams in that.
No,
I wouldn't put the Rams in that hard game for the Saints. Rams.
You don't think so?
The Rams are.
You don't think Sean McVay will turn it
They
around?
finished like second to last. No, I don't
No, he took a sabbatical. He had to take a time out.
I don't see this Rams at all, dude. They're pitiful. They're still. They didn't get many people.
And look, everything's good. Like he's like that's just who he is. He's not.
I do not care.
Okay. I just don't want nothing to escalate or nothing. Like we're just giving our.
Yeah,
hearts.
I do not. I do not care.
Okay.
Can I give my honest opinion?
Yes. Go ahead.
There you go.
Okay. All right. All right.
That's
But no, I mean, look. They definitely will make the playoffs for sure. Now, how far they go is tough to say because they got to contend with the Eagles. They have a really great roster. You got to deal with the Cowboys. You got to deal with the 49ers, who have a star-studded defense year in and year out. It's just a lot to. I mean, you got to go through some good teams. Can they beat the Eagles? Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah.
we're back.
Nice. Can they beat the Eagles? I definitely believe they can. I believe they can. I do definitely believe they can outmatch
They beat
their
them.
offense.
They beat them last year whenever they were ranked number 1.
They were, but the only thing was Jalen Hurts wasn't playing.
That's that good.
Yeah, he was hurt at the time, so we had to go up against Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
We did win the game, but ultimately we had to play like our best against their best. I believe it would come down to the wire, but I definitely believe we can definitely beat them. We would just have to come up with a good game plan against Jalen Hurts, which is easier.
You can even look at the Saints in the previous years against Tom Brady. You know, like the Saints defense put a goose egg on Tom Brady for the first time he's ever had a zero points on the board.
And that was the most frustrating game.
It was like literally like it was 15 years back.
That's what I'm saying. We should have won that 2020 playoff game, but unfortunately, you know, Drew, he loves the game so much, he wanted to play, but he wasn't ready.
Yeah.
He wasn't healthy. But
Yeah.
he wanted to go out and play, and Sean loved him so much, and he just couldn't have the nerve to tell him, like, look, I'm sorry, you cannot play. I got to sit you. I got to put in James, which we probably would have had a better chance with James because we saw what happened in the second half. The linebackers didn't play deep. They put him in the flats because they knew Drew could throw the football like 20 yards or more. Yeah. And we were up by 10 over the Bucs in that game. And then when I even hate to say his name. He's the tight end for the Chargers, Jared Cook. He caught a pass over the middle and he got not strip sack, but the dude punched it from behind. We fumbled the football and that just changed the whole momentum of the game. We just couldn't get back on track.
Things like that will.
Yeah. But ultimately, I'm really happy to see how the Saints perform this year.
Yeah.
And like I said, David's a Miami Dolphins fan, and David, I really like your Miami Dolphins. They got a good roster.
Tua's gonna be starting this year.
Yeah, if he
You
stays
good?
healthy, we can compete. But
You good?
Yeah. I'm always good, bro.
yeah, I will see. I mean, the AFC is tough, and the AFC East is tough.
So the AFC East is the Bills, the Dolphins, Patriots, and Jets. And obviously on SportsCenter the other day, they have the Bills winning the division by 54%. I'm like, seems like they're already all in on the Bills. So, I mean, I wouldn't count out the Dolphins. I mean,
If Tua stays healthy, the Dolphins can win the division. They're talented enough to do that. Their roster's just disgusting.
What do
They
you
have top 10 offense and defense?
What do you think? What do you think was the whole deal with Tua? Like seizures and stuff like that?
Oh, that's crazy.
I just think the Dolphins medical training staff just didn't perform like the concussion protocol like they were supposed to.
Even if they did, right? Like,
Did you see that?
Should have saved
Did you
him.
see that? Go?
I don't know about that,
like that.
but I want to say, what do y'all think about Kamar Hamlin?
Lamar Hamlin? Oh, that situation. I don't know. That situation was crazy because it looked like it was just a routine tackle.
Like the doctors or whatever were saying that it was some kind of like heart thing to where you get hit at a certain intensity, at a certain time, a certain second, or when your heart is
So
beating. I do not believe that at all. You know what I mean? You can go back to like whenever football started. You don't think that somebody got hit that hard at that
But do
moment
you
of their
think he should
heartbeat?
be back
You
now?
know what I mean? I don't. That's not. I don't know what that
So
was. Like
he's still on the Buffalo Bills roster. He hasn't been medically cleared before football yet.
I don't think he should be back as soon as he has been.
I was like,
But
oh,
I did see that.
You know what I
Apparently, what they said happened. I can't remember what the actual medical term is. But they said when T. Higgins hit him, like trying to run him over, it was at the same time that DeMar Hamlin's heartbeat came out. So he hit him at the same time. with the heartbeat.
yeah, no, like that's
And I'm
that's.
like, bro, there's no way.
Yeah.
You know the odds and chances of that happening.
No, you know the odds of
They
chance.
said he went into cardiac arrest.
The odds and chances of that never happening ever is way more than it happening. You know what I mean? Like, if it's never happened, like
It's
people
like
get hit
one
all the
out of
time. Yeah. No, yeah, but people get hit all the time in NFL, like since NFL started, even in football. Like, you don't think somebody's been hit at that same exact moment, at that same exact intensity, and that same exact time of their heart? You know what I mean? Like, that's not a thing. That's not a real thing. Like, that's the most BS statement of a medical examination I've ever heard in my
But
life.
yeah, but going back to Tua, because before the game against Cincinnati the week before, who was it they played the week before? Was it against Buffalo, or was it somebody else they played before Cincinnati?
I can't remember.
But what happened
But
towards
he
the
had a concussion.
so like towards the end of the game, his teammates picked him up
It
and he was
Buffalo.
walking and
Yeah,
he
it
was
Buffalo.
he was walking and he just stumbled and fell on the ground. And then by that, the player needs to go in concussion protocol right then and there. But
it's not-
they allowed him to stay on the field.
But even to that though, right? Like even if you go through the protocol, it's nowadays, and I could be wrong, but nowadays it's nothing for a player to go into protocol on Sunday and still play the following week, right?
Yeah, so look, when you
So
go
even if you
when you go through the concussion protocol, what happens is
you could be out, you could be out by Thursday or Friday.
right.
So
correct.
you could still be playing
You
on
have
Sunday.
you
So
have to
even
at
if
least
you
go
went-
through 4 to 5
So that
days.
game was over with Buffalo, right? That was the end of the game anyway.
Yeah, it was
Right.
like
So
I think
even
it was
if he
like it was like 3 minutes left in the game or something. Yeah.
So even if he goes through the concussion protocol, he still just takes another concussion hard hit the next week. It's just a significant. It's just something about Monday Night Football at that stadium.
No, it was Thursday night football.
Whatever it was,
Yeah.
prime time game. It's the
Yeah.
same thing, right?
Yeah,
the
and
same-
of course-
same thing in the morning.
You know what made it even worse, David? They replayed it so many times where he's just on the ground and his fingers are like this.
Yeah, it's
I'm
scary.
like, bro, why do I need to watch this over
It's
and over?
scary stuff.
As far as research.
Yeah. You know how I
They
was
wanted you to see it.
And then he got hurt again later on. I think he got hurt. I was at this game. Also, too, I was at the Raiders Saints game last year. The Saints shut him out. I don't know how you think Derek Carr was the quarterback after that. He played fucking off. He didn't put up a single point. The offense was dog.
well,
Yeah, man,
I know the
work
Saints
with.
defense is good.
well, you got to understand, Josh McDaniels is their head coach.
I get that.
But
But
Derek Carr is one of the most accurate in the NFL, dude.
he
statistically
could have
wise.
he could have just had an off day. But going based
Statistically
off of what
wise,
I
he has
saw
nobody.
that day, I was like,
He had nobody. He had nobody.
The Saints defense just were out there to play that day. Like, I
they
don't-
played great. They played great. I like that.
Like
But Tua got
Devontae Adams only had like 3 catches for like 15 yards.
I mean, the Saints probably played the best game of the season in that on them.
Yeah.
Defensively for sure. But with Tua, he also got hurt against the Packers later on in Christmas, but he got taken out. Came out afterwards. He got hurt in like halftime. He had a concussion, supposedly.
I think he didn't play the whole game because that was a terrible game for him.
Yeah, first half he killed it. He throws an 80-yard bomb. I mean, it wasn't all in the
I
air.
think the second he threw like 3 interceptions.
All in the second half, and one of them was right to the linebacker.
I know,
He
one-
got concussed.
One of he threw like right to the linebacker, and I was like, bro, Tua, like, what were you seeing? Bro? The linebacker standing right there.
It was terrible. It was terrible.
That's
So
like-
Speaking of concussed, have any of y'all ever been concussed?
I like to think I was at least once, but I never got.
No, bullshit.
No,
No. Have you been concussed or not?
No, I can't medically say it, but I will say that maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, I never got medically.
Before Rico,
Once,
what happened?
ran into a fence.
Catching a fly ball, and was that
Brignac?
ball in your glove when you woke up?
It was. But I didn't know it until somebody told me.
David, you ever been concussed?
I don't think I have.
I've
I can't say I've been concussed either, but I know it's a pain like no other. Like it's horrible.
You wake up, you
I've
know
been,
where you at.
yeah, I've been concussed.
I've been blackout drunk
4 times.
Yeah, no,
No,
what's
see-
going on.
see, that's different. That's different. So that was of your own doing.
Of course, yeah, of course.
This
He was just
is-
being funny there.
Yeah, I know. This
How many concussions have you had?
Not
Too
enough.
many to count. I think it's too many.
Not enough.
Maybe he needs one more to
I'm gonna look it up
Four.
tonight.
get it back right.
I'm gonna look it up.
4.
Diagnosed, probably more, or you know for.
No. Diagnosed and no 4.
Yeah, but you know,
Knocked out.
but you
Knocked
know,
out
NFL
black.
players, NFL players will tell you like, oh, I've had, or even college players will tell like, oh, I've had 2 or 1, but really,
They don't know.
Well-
but they really had like 5.
Well,
I don't fucking know.
yeah, but you're exactly right. You don't fucking know. God,
So you could probably say that.
All right, so yeah.
So you
So
would probably say you've had 4, but really you've had like more than 4 rather.
probably so, but I mean, not everyone is a blackout.
Right.
So I've had a blackout. I've had 2 blackouts where when I opened my eyes, I did not know where I was. And
Is that from drinking or getting hit?
getting hit in football, and I wasn't drinking. Anyway, but there's other concussions where you just get spin, and you get this feeling in your body.
Can't see straight.
You can't see straight.
Yeah, well, I've definitely had one.
And actually, it feels good. Like you
It feels good.
it feels good.
Concussions are horrible.
No,
That must have been,
no, that's what I'm telling you.
Somebody take the mic from me.
Yeah.
that must have been
Yeah.
your 4th one, right? That was
Like
your 4th one.
you
That's
get
my
spun and it's like you just tingle. This tingle comes over your whole body.
Yeah, that's because your brain
And-
rattled the side of your skull.
Yes,
Like,
absolutely,
You got nerves in your
absolutely,
brain. Like, that stuff controls everything.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
I said it feels good.
so my
Like you got a damn massage or something.
yeah.
Idiot.
My worst concussion, where I didn't get knocked out black, was when I never lost consciousness, but I lost the sense of sound. I got smacked. I turned around, man. The quarterback, when I looked at him, he was getting tackled. Like defensive end was on him, and he just threw the ball to me. And when I caught it in the flats and turned around, I got smacked. I mean, this dude came up and hammered me. But guess what? I did not black out. But I lost all sense of sound.
So you lost.
I went deaf.
You lost hearing.
I went deaf. Yeah, I went deaf.
That's what that's called.
That's wild.
I mean, I went deaf, and it was on their sideline. It was close to the sideline to the opposing team, and they're all like, "Oh, yeah!" Now, of course, I jumped up, and I was like, "Yeah, ain't nothing." And then I did not know where I was.
Yeah, scary.
I did not know where I was. All I knew is just not to let, they're all laughing and joking and all that. And I turned around and I didn't know whether to go to the sideline or to the huddle. And they were like, come to the huddle, go to the sideline. So I stood.
How many concussions do you think that Muhammad Ali had before he went fully gone? If I had to just estimate.
If I can finish my story first, answer your question.
Probably about as many as he had, because he don't know where the hell he's at.
Nah. Anyway, so I was deaf, and then all of a sudden, wow, the sound came back. And when the sound came back, it was not good. I was sick. I was like wanted to throw up. I had to go to the sideline. They actually had to come out there and get me and walk me to the sideline. So anyway, what I'm saying is football is a tough sport. It's a hard sport.
Oh, shit.
And you know what? You know what I did? I watched the film the next day to see what I did, because I did not remember anything.
They get ambulance off.
I watched the film the next day and was like, damn, I did that. Damn, I did that. Damn.
Did you get ambulance off the field? Like, did they have to come get you?
Thank you, Thomas.
Negative. They brought me.
Sometimes like this happen.
They brought me to the sideline and they put ammonia.
Oh, shit. It's like the pollution.
Oh, yeah.
Wake up, it's third down.
Yeah.
Legal cocaine, but you just smell it.
Yeah. Where you at? Where you at? I'm in Natchitoches.
He's been hooked ever since.
So,
Ever since.
So, Peyton, to answer your question
Ever
on Muhammad
since.
Ali, apparently, according to him, before he passed, he said he estimated he'd taken about 29,000 blows to the head during his career.
Yeah, but like, that's a lot. But like, I mean, like,
You
you have
need
to medically determine
you need a few more.
concussion, you know? You have to medically determine a concussion. I would like to know the number of how
You
many
need a few
concussions
more
it takes
blows
to
to
be like
get
that.
Yeah, it doesn't say specifically.
They didn't have great medical terminology back then, and that, especially with a black man back then in that era.
Oh,
No, for real though. Like I was watching the Muhammad Ali documentary, actually a couple days ago, and he was talking, and he had fought for the USA in the Olympics that year, and he had won the gold medal for USA. And he said in the interview back in the day, he said that the first
he threw his gold medal into the lake.
He said, yeah. So like he said, like the first thing that he wanted to do was go downtown and have a burger downtown because Negroes were not allowed downtown at the time of his life. So he went downtown and he had just won, right? He had just won for his country, America, national gold medal. International
But
gold
he
medal.
couldn't go because they did not allow black people there.
Yes. He went to go order a coffee and a hot dog, he said, and they said that we don't serve Negroes. And he said that, he said, I just won the gold medal in boxing for the world, for the USA. And the lady was like, I can't hear a Negro. Like, that's wild.
What?
Dude. Yeah, that's wild. And then Muhammad Ali was like, that's whenever, he said, this is his specific words, and I quote, he said, that's where I knew something was pretty effed up.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
I'd say so.
yeah. That was, that was, was that in the late 60s or 70s or something like that?
They might have been a little earlier than that.
A little earlier than that, probably like,
It's like 40s, like 50s.
Back in a time where this country don't live and don't
Yeah, like segregation was like a real thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can watch that documentary.
this don't happen anymore.
You ought to know. You should have lived it.
You can watch that documentary of Muhammad Ali on HBO Max.
yeah. Nah, he's one of my favorite boxers of all time. Dad used to have a poster of him.
Yes.
He was knocked out.
Yes.
Him and your dad was in the same poster.
No.
I wish I was there live.
Let him finish. Let him finish.
That was one of your 4 concussions?
Yeah, he don't remember.
Yeah,
The fifth
made
line.
it into the first round. Who was it, Dad?
That's great.
I'm not sure who was laying on the ground, but it was Muhammad Ali standing over him, screaming at him, "Get up!
That picture is in like
Well,
every
no
single
shit.
video.
That's right.
Yeah.
Get up!"
No shit. How'd you think of that?
I forget who that guy is.
Yeah, I'll
I'm a bad man.
Flow like a butterfly. Sting
No,
like a bee.
man.
Yeah. All right, guys.
And you ain't gonna hit me.
All right, guys. So, one by one, I'm going to ask you guys just questions about who you think will win in the certain divisions in football. So, I'm going to start with the NFC first, and then I'll work over to the AFC. So NFC first. So the NFC North. That's the Packers, Lions, Bears. Let's see, Packers, Lions, Bears, and Vikings. Packers, Lions, Bears, and Vikings.
That's tough. That's really tough.
Vikings.
Why do you get to go first?
I don't know.
Just give your honest opinion.
I'm just blurting out Vikings.
I mean, yeah, Kirk Cousins is definitely like he's getting his shoes on his feet.
He just hasn't been very great in the playoffs. He does well in the regular season, but in playoffs, you
Like-
see more.
It's definitely between the Lions and the Vikings for me.
I got the Lions personally. I like what the Lions are doing.
That's because you suck.
Hey, the Lions, but you have to realize that last year the Lions were banking on their run game. And we just got there. The Saints just got there.
Yeah, Jamal Williams, yeah.
Yeah, but they got David Montgomery and they
That's not up for us.
David, who you
So they
take?
lost DeAndre Swift too. He didn't play a lot.
He signed with the Eagles, I believe.
Yeah, so,
Who you got with the
I think we
SC?
got to go with the Vikings. I'd like to think the Lions are going to do it. Either a good story.
Yeah,
I'm just not ready yet because
the Vikings do have the best receiver in football, Justin Jefferson.
Oh, he got it.
Where did that guy come from?
What? Wait, you're talking about the Vikings.
Yes.
Okay, you said the line.
No, I'm saying
So-
I'm saying the Vikings have one of the best receivers in football.
Okay, I think you said, you did say the line.
I did say the Lions.
Where did
All right,
that
yeah,
guy?
all right.
Where did he come from, man?
I don't know, some place called Louisiana State University.
I think I know that place.
he is really
That guy's phenomenal.
You know his nickname? His nickname was Jay Jetton.
I thought it was
So
I'm trying to
read
think of that dance.
those teams again.
Yeah, I his name was Gritty.
Landon.
Oh yes, the NFC North teams. Then you got the Lions, the Bears, the Vikings, and the Packers.
That's what I'm going with.
Which one?
Lions, Bears, Packers.
Dumbass.
I mean, that's what I'm going with.
Hey, it ain't wrong.
One of those teams will win.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going with. However you read them off to me, that's what I'm
Yeah,
going
it's
with.
not gonna take your mic.
All right,
Nice. What's the what you got? NFC South.
NFC East. That is the Cowboys, the Giants, the Eagles, and the
Ooh,
Washington.
boy, that's always a
Redskins.
tough
They're the
division.
Commanders. You call them Redskins.
They're the Redskins
I'm
until
going
the day I die.
Redskins.
They're
I'm
the
going
Redskins till the day I die.
I'm going with
They are the Redskins till the day I die.
I'm going Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I had the Eagles as well.
Jalen Hurts is too strong.
Commanders. I mean, what kind of
Shut the fuck up, bro.
Jalen Hurts is way too strong right now.
that's a tough division.
You could look at the Cowboys. I mean, the Cowboys, they're gonna make a run.
Yeah.
I don't think they will.
The
Cowboys
NFC
are good,
East used to
man.
be a
They're
laughing
really
stock
good.
because of how terrible the Redskins, the Giants, and the
Right.
Eagles were.
Yeah.
Now it's on the come.
But here's the thing: when they're all bad, they're all bad
In my
together.
opinion, they're stronger than the North.
They're all
They'll
bad.
be on top, probably.
They'll be on top. They're not going to win 15 games last year, right? 14 or 15. They'll probably win
They
12.
went 14-3.
Yeah, they'll probably win 12, 13, but that's still be enough to win the
The
Oh, yeah,
East is
absolutely.
the East is definitely 100% stronger in my opinion. Than the
Well,
North.
now it is because
Yeah, now.
it used to be a
Right.
laughing stock in the NFL.
Right.
But now,
Right.
since the NFC East has built up, they've gotten the talent. People look. I mean, the only crappy team now in that division is probably the Redskins.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, son. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's their name.
Yeah.
There are the Redskins. They're not
Yeah.
It's
Commanders.
better than the
Give me a
Washington
break.
football team.
I mean, you gotta be kidding me, man.
Well, Dan Snyder doesn't own the team.
No,
He's
Dan
sold it.
Snyder, that little sniveling little fart.
Why don't you like the name, bro?
What?
So, man, they say, why don't you like Commanders or the name Commanders?
There are the Redskins. That's what I grew up watching and proud of.
But they changed their name.
I know they changed their name. That's why I don't like it.
I don't understand. I've never heard somebody be once offended.
No, never. I've never heard anybody be offended
The
by
only
that.
reason why Dan
Indians are
Snyder,
prideful.
the only reason why Dan Snyder, did
Dan
that
Snyder, that
because-
sniveling little fart.
Yeah.
He's just a little piece of
well,
shit.
he doesn't
Like
offend the
Indians-
roster.
Indians are literally prideful of themselves.
Damn right.
Why would they want their name to be changed from an NFL football team?
Well, no,
Like,
so-
Redskins. Oh, it
they're
hurts my
tribal
feelings.
people. Like they're
It
tribal. Like,
hurts my feelings.
Yes,
That's a prideful.
yes. So
like-
Don't ever say that.
Crawl into the fetal position and die because crawl into the fetal position and die because
I'm hurt. You making me.
my Redskin.
All right, yeah. Look, so the reason why Dan Snyder did it because he wanted.
He's a sniveling little fart. He's
Yeah,
a
hey,
squirmy
I'm
little worm.
I'm trying to tell you. So he wanted a new stadium, but his shareholders gave him
Right,
a new
yes,
stadium, and they told him we
yes.
either change the name or we
Follow
give
the
you-
money. Yes, I know. Follow the money.
Shut up,
You
dickhead.
better
Alright.
find some rich Indians
Yeah.
to invest in your
But
stadium.
he's-
No! Native Americans.
Native
Native Americans.
Redskins.
Native Americans.
Is that right?
Indigenous.
they've embraced it. I mean,
Yeah, like it's prideful, you
the
know.
native community that lived around there were not once offended by it at all.
If somebody calls me a
Imagine
redneck,
that.
if somebody calls me a redneck for being from South Louisiana, I'm
Who
like,
gives
hell
a
yeah,
fuck?
dude. Like, hell yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's me.
alligators, you know.
That's
Look,
me.
I got chain lines.
Coon ass. Coon ass.
Oh, you got it.
But,
like, I'm like, yeah, I'm fishing.
he doesn't own the team anymore. That he sold the team for $6 billion.
$6 billion.
Hey, you want to know a fun fact about us?
Russ will buy it next year.
Hey, fun fact. What do y'all think that the NFL, the cheapest NFL teams ever bought for?
$13.
What are you talking about?
Just the cheapest NFL team ever bought.
Cheapest Saints?
No.
No, it wasn't.
So
it's not the same.
in the late 1920s,
Bears?
the Minnesota Vikings, the Minnesota Vikings, they were bought for $100.
Damn, I was close.
They were bought for $100, and then they just had a big deal right now. I'm not sure of the number, but whenever I looked it up, as of 2022, the Denver, Colorado was bought for like $4.7 billion. So like that's a span of 100 years of football. In 100 years, the profit margin of the NFL and the National Football League was worth from $100 to $4.7 billion per team.
I know
It's pretty
the cheapest franchise in the NFL is the Cincinnati Bengals. They're only worth like $3.2 billion.
Yeah, that's insane. That's the same number.
That's because of his president.
You would change seats with me?
No.
Change seats with me?
Let's take away again.
Change seats with me.
We ain't changing seats.
All right. So, what I wanted to ask was, Landon, to you,
Yes.
what do you think, the Saints season this year with Kamara being out for 3 games? And give me a rundown.
No, I mean, I like I said that when we talked about it earlier, I think they'll be fine. I mean, like they got Jamal Williams and Kendrick Miller in the backfield. I think they're pretty safe at running back. And then if worst comes to show, you could just put Taysom at fullback and then just.
You can also bank
Taysom.
You can also bank on the week schedule.
Well, we don't necessarily have that week of a schedule.
I'm telling you, it's weak. It's weak because like the quarterbacks we're playing, dude, like they're first time starters on
The
this team.
Saints have the 5th week of schedule.
I mean, I know that Derek Carr is, but Derek Carr is like literally the youngest
Gotta look
considered
forward to
veteran.
something.
Youngest considered veteran. I mean, nobody's really touched him.
Rico, we don't have the commissioner makes a schedule. We
Gotta
can't
look forward to something.
In that point of it, like of other quarterbacks.
Good luck
that's
walking
on these
through the
other
car
teams
by
starting
yourself.
first.
Yeah. But no, we should be fine, Dad. I mean, I think Pete Carmichael will have some good offensive play calls for the first 3 games.
Carmichael. Yeah.
Like shit would have to hit the fan for us to be shit. Like we'd have to just completely just blow it up and just be like just
That's
unlucky
very
and trash
possible.
and like just like it would have to be
So
stupid
the
hard
first,
to be bad.
3 games are going to be the Titans, Panthers, and Packers.
Yeah.
No, not necessarily.
2-1.
1 and 2.
I'm
2-1.
So you want to do
Titans.
NFC?
Hold on,
next thing?
David. Go ahead, David.
We'll talk about the NFC South, I guess. We talked about the North and the
Yeah,
East.
so we got the East. The next one was NFC South, which is obviously the Buccaneers, the Panthers, the Falcons, and the Saints.
And
We're on the same time.
yeah,
1 and 2.
I think they go 1 and 2 the first 2 games. I think it lose the Packers and the Titans for sure.
God,
They might go on 3.
God, and Aaron Rodgers ain't there.
That's okay.
I don't believe in Jordan Love.
Yeah.
And they're
Okay, 1 and 2 still.
And I don't believe in Baker Mayfield. He couldn't do nothing like in the
Baker.
first 7 years. Like,
Baker. I mean, your name is Baker.
Yeah.
I mean, how are you going to
somebody
survive
get
in
the
this
ginger-
world?
Somebody get the ginger
I mean,
man.
what do you do for a living?
Like,
I'm in sales.
You in sales? I mean, can you imagine going into sales and you go up in there and you introduce yourself? My name is Baker.
You
Yeah.
go in there and say, hey, I'm the Saints. I'm the
See,
Saints.
So you guys think the Saints are going to win the division? Who do you think wins the division? New Orleans, Carolina, Atlanta, and Tampa Bay.
I'm telling you right now. bro.
Tampa Bay.
I'm telling you right now.
Tampa Bay?
Yeah,
I'm telling you right now.
Got it. Stop. Tampa Bay. And this queer here.
I'm telling you right now.
Sit your
Who's going to walk you out of your car? You better be careful walking out of
Beat
your
your ass
car.
all the way out of here. You ain't too big for an ass for a
Yeah,
big
no,
car.
I'm thinking about
Be
switching
careful
seats.
walking out to your car.
Man, you almost got sandwiched there.
I think about switching seats.
Let's do it. That's an easier punch for me.
No, but no, I mean
It's all good.
they can easily beat the Titans. I mean, all they got to do
Is that game home or what?
It's a home game against Saints. I mean, look, like I said, all they got to do is just shut down Derrick Henry. And what are they going to do? What can they do?
Derrick Henry is
I mean, look, they got
You don't shut a Derrick Henry down.
Yeah,
You
people been
contain
saying
him.
that for years.
You contain him.
Oh, there's.
Yeah.
You do realize Derrick Henry has many games where he's had like 9 rush attempts for like 20 yards and 25 and 30 yards.
You just gotta get his average. You gotta get his running average down to like the low 2.7%.
And not to mention, they got Ryan Tannehill, a quarterback, who is
He's a stud.
he's average. He's average. He was a wide receiver at Texas A&M, and then he converted over to quarterback his last year.
Yeah, he was a Dolphin. So I know all about him.
Yeah, look, you can express your name. How good was Ryan Tannehill for the Dolphins? Dave?
Hey,
Wide receiver.
by the way, the greatest uniforms in the NFL are the Dolphins. That's the greatest
So Penn
uniform.
State in college.
The
Penn
the
State.
prettiest and most
Penn
attractive,
State has the
the
worst
most
uniforms
prettiest
ever.
and attractive uniforms in the NFL are the Dolphins. They're
Go with
the
Penn
say-
State.
I would
Greatest.
I would have to say the Chargers powder blue uniforms are pretty nice.
Dolphins.
Can we go to
man.
college on the best uniforms? Because he said Penn State.
I mean, it's definitely.
Well,
I mean, yeah.
Were you doing college or NFL?
Every
College or
game.
he
NFL?
was just asking the question. He was just asking the question.
It's got to be a market.
We're doing two different things though. It's college and NFL.
Bitch, I said college.
Like uniform wise,
Penn State. Penn State has the best
Stupid.
uniforms in college.
They're playing.
That's why I like them.
Cause you.
If you want to know who they are, you buy a program.
Cause you old as hell.
Yeah. And the prettiest uniforms in football in the NFL, the
Look,
Dolphins.
you see the uniforms we get to bring out? Look at this jackass right here.
With that, so which Dolphins uniform are you talking about? Like, do they wear all green, or they have green and white, or they got different colors? Or their color rush where they wear all orange.
White with the orange. All white with the orange.
You can't deny it. It's either Oregon or Miami.
The Miami University.
Yeah. It's either Oregon or Miami.
No. Penn State College and Miami Dolphins NFL.
Yeah,
The Panthers are winning NFC South.
Yeah, see now.
Hey, wait, I gotta going back to you was talking about Ryan Tannehill and just put me on that mindset. Teddy Bridgewater, dude. I've been
Teddy Two Gloves.
I said
Teddy
for a while that one of the biggest mistakes that the Saints made was getting rid of him.
Oh, no.
They should have kept him like at least.
Oh yeah,
Teddy
yeah.
Bridgewater, he wasn't bad. I liked him.
I like
He was
Teddy.
good. He was
Very-
5-0 with the Saints.
He wasn't great.
He was productive.
Yeah,
He was productive.
He went 5-0 with the Saints. Like,
So he was a franchise quarterback?
He-
Is he still a
yeah,
backup for the Dolphins, David?
I don't know.
but he was productive.
Was he a franchise quarterback?
I'm pretty sure he was starting somewhere last
He was drafted by the Minnesota Vikings, but unfortunately he suffered a horrible concussion.
year.
He was-
That's what it was. Yeah,
unfortunately.
he was starting for a while. And I think, and then Kirk Cousins came
With the Vikings, didn't Bridgewater have the nasty ass leg injury in Minnesota?
No, not well. I think it was either leg
No,
injury or it was a concussion. I know he suffered a horrible concussion against the Rams.
Concussed.
Like it was so bad.
Let
like,
me tell you the
he
time
laid on the
I
field for like 5
concussed.
like every time I say like to somebody, you know, that was that wasn't really agreeing with it, their biggest argument was that he wanted to go start. When in that moment, you know that Drew Brees has maybe 1, maybe 2 years left in the NBA. All he knows maybe 1, maybe 2 years left. You know you're going to go start if you stay. You know, like what? That's not a reason for you to
They
leave.
just-
He left to go be a backup quarterback.
You said Drew Brees, but you didn't say what enough enthusiasm.
Drew Brees.
Yeah, okay,
baby,
thank you,
Brees all
thank
the way.
you, thank
Hey,
you.
Drew,
You know,
Drew
every
Brees
time
set
the,
the breeze inside of the dome.
You know,
I think the Saints
They ain't got
the
no
Saints
wind
might-
to get in there.
The Saints might finish third in the South.
I doubt it. That is
They're better. They're only the only team
That's
on
so harsh. Like,
Like,
The only-
that is, like,
the only
stuff
team-
has to blow up. Like,
the
atoms
only
have to
team
split.
I'm confident they're better than is the Bucks. I cannot see them.
we're better than the Falcons.
But I can't say that like they're so much better than anybody else that they're like I can see
Well,
the
just
Saints.
we're talking about like just within the division.
Oh, 100%. Me too. The Saints, Falcons, and Panthers. I could see them ending within 2 games of each other. All 3 of those teams. I don't think it's going to be.
My Saints fucking suck.
You don't even watch NFL. You don't even watch NFL.
You already have to take my headset off.
They fucking suck.
Stop saying that.
They have the best
Stop
quarterback in the
saying
division.
that.
They have the best
Oh
quarterback
my
in the division.
god.
I don't think they necessarily have the best defense in the division. I don't know, but off the top of my head, I feel like the Panthers potentially have a better defense, and I don't think their coaches. The biggest thing they have is the best quarterback in the division.
The Panthers head coach is Frank Reich, who did not do very well in Indianapolis. And
No quarterback. And I think they did really well, but they
he had a
choked.
quarterback.
They
He
choked.
had
They
Carson Wentz, Phillip Rivers.
No.
Matt Ryan, the ghost of Matt Ryan. I mean,
Well, I'm not
Really?
counting that
Come on
Ryan.
now.
And they had a playoff spot locked up,
And he also had Jacoby Brissett.
they choked the last
Oh.
2 games. So, but look, it's gonna be a competitive division, but I don't think it's gonna be competitive where every team is like 11, 12, 13.
So Frank Reich was actually a quarterback in the National Football League. He was backup behind Jim Kelly for the Bills. He actually was responsible for the greatest comeback in NFL history.
Jim
And
Kelly.
moving forward, I think that the Saints are 3rd in like
They suck.
in the position, like on the future of the franchise.
I don't believe that.
The Panthers are in a much better position than the Saints are right now, and the Falcons are probably in a much
I
better
will say
position
this:
right
when
now.
we play the Panthers, it's going to be a tough game, but we can beat the Panthers. If we can,
You can beat the
fucking blow.
You can beat the Panthers week 2, yes, but
Is that all you can say? That's all you got. You have nothing to back it up with.
They suck.
You have no stats. You don't know no players.
So-
All you can do is say
Championship.
they suck.
I go on
Saints
I go on championships.
Bunch of bums.
How many championships have the Saints won in the last 10 years?
yeah, we're going 1-1.
Hey, you fucking suck. That's
but that's
why.
still but
Bunch of
you
bums.
can't- you
They're a
can't-
bunch of
There's probably
bums.
only
You
there's
can't
probably
base
only
it off a championship because Davis' team is the Dolphins, and the
Yeah,
Dolphins haven't won a championship.
The Saints had a good quarterback.
in the
He's
last
gone.
10 years. There's probably only been like 5 teams that have won the Super Bowl.
The Saints had a good. The
Right?
Saints had
Chiefs-
a great quarterback.
Chiefs,
He's
Bucks,
gone.
Patriots.
Now what do they have?
Wait, say your question again. I'm sorry.
The Saints had a great quarterback. He's gone.
Well, that's the organization's fault for not preparing for the future.
That ain't my fault. That they fucking suck.
Okay, well we can't go up to Miss Gail Benson and tell her what to do. She
Me either.
Gail.
That's why they fucking blow.
Rico Tomplay wants you to make this team better. Gail, please.
Please, because y'all
Listen to
fucking blow.
Rico Tomplay.
Y'all fucking blow.
What was the last Saints game you watched?
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
No. What's the last game you watched?
The last one they fucking lost.
Bullshit.
That doesn't really help.
You don't.
They
See?
suck. Just bear down deep within your soul and say the Saints fucking
But we can't
suck.
agree with you because
The
you don't
Saints
watch the
fucking
NFL.
Y'all root for these motherfuckers every year.
The
What
Saints
do they
fucking
What
suck.
do? They let y'all down.
Let me
Every
down
fucking
every
year.
year.
They did not have a
Let
quarterback.
me down.
So what happened last year?
Let me
They
down.
didn't have a
Every
quarterback.
They didn't have a quarterback, so
Y'all
they
let
fucking
me
suck.
down. They fucking suck and let me down.
What happened the year before that?
The year before that, they
Year
let me
before.
down.
2021.
2021, they let
it
me
was,
down.
Yeah, they didn't have a good year because they didn't have. a
Oh, they
quarterback.
didn't have a good year because of this, because of that. Did
Because
y'all
of this,
say
because of that, they
If
let
you
me
don't
down.
have a good quarterback on
Louisiana-
your team, you won't lose.
Louisiana, I'm telling you,
Nothing.
Louisiana fans always have an excuse.
Louisiana fans have always have an excuse.
These motherfuckers suck.
These motherfuckers suck.
They fucking suck.
We had to deal with Jameis Winston, Andy Dalton, and freaking Trevor Siemian. Those are the 3 quarterbacks.
It ain't gonna be much better than this
Ain't
year.
gonna be much better.
Why are you repeating everything?
Because
What's the last division?
he knows the truth.
I do.
Rico knows the truth.
How much you want to
I,
bet?
I don't want to put my
I'm
heart and
taking
soul.
bets.
I'm not going to put my heart and soul in this team.
I'm taking bets.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to put my heart and soul in there because
The Saints suck.
he knows the
The
truth.
Saints suck.
The Saints suck.
Yeah.
Okay, what was the last game they played?
Hey, there's a
What was the last
reason.
game they
There's a reason they wore paper bags on their fucking heads,
They wore paper bags on their heads from 1967 to 1980.
and they ain't took them off since.
They have taken them off. They haven't. No Saints fan has worn a paper bag since after the 80s.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Going to New Orleans.
Nope. That's what I thought.
I'll give you
New
cash money.
Orleans.
How much cash money do you want me to give you right now?
How
Now the
much?
Saints won't make it to
Cash.
the fucking Super Bowl.
No, there's Super Bowl. That's a high. Come
The
on.
Saints won't make it to the second rounds of the playoffs.
First round.
The second round.
First round.
The
That's
second
basically
First
They
round.
can make the second round.
No, they won't.
can't make the second.
No, they won't.
Yes, they will. I definitely believe they will make. They can make it to the. So they don't have to. So what? They'll play a wild card.
All
or they play
right.
the
So
second round?
Rico. So
Hey, you got.
so
you
you're
got
so
Cash App
against
or
the
Venmo?
Saints. Tell
Cash
us.
App or Venmo?
Tell us what other team is going to
Tell
make
me
it
why you don't want to bet.
out of our conference?
Oh, he said in the conference?
Yeah. Tell us what other team, if the Saints are not going to make it, what other team out of the conference is going to make it? Pick one.
It won't be the Saints.
All right, you gotta pick one.
It don't
Pick
fucking
one.
matter. It won't be the Saints.
Well, we're asking. your
No,
personal opinion.
you gotta pick one. You can't just go not all against the Saints. You gotta pick a team.
The fuck I can't. I'm making a bet.
So pick
The
a
fuck you
team.
mean I can't do
All
it?
right, so the Saints are going to the playoffs. Pick a team.
Second round.
No,
He
no.
picked Tampa.
You said Tampa.
As win the division.
Did you say Tampa?
Second round. They won't go to the second round.
No,
Do you have Cash App or Venmo?
pick a team.
I got cash out.
All right, I'll Cash App.
Send it to me because I'll be eating that up.
All right, cool.
So Tampa.
He's gonna spend it because he knows.
Tampa's going.
I'm not saying who's going, but
No, you gotta pick a team.
No, hold on, hold
I'm
on.
You
saying-
can't just pick. Not
I'm telling you who ain't going.
All right.
Okay. Look, we got you. So look, I'm asking your personal opinion. Out of the teams in the NFC South, which team are you picking?
I don't give a fuck who goes.
Well, we're just
But I
asking.
know who ain't
We'll
going.
just pick a team out of the 4 teams. Just pick
You have to pick a team.
So you got the
You can't
Bucks.
just go with not going.
Wait, hold on. He's thinking that. So we got the Bucks, the Falcons, the Panthers, and the
Panthers.
Saints. Just pick any one of those.
They all fucking terrible.
So which one out of those 4?
You don't know football. You don't know.
Bitch, just because
All
play
you
it.
know is deceit and deception. All you know is deceit and deception. These bums have let me down all these years. All these years they let me down. And I can't pick one or the other.
Just because you played 40 fucking years ago don't mean you know football.
35.
Yeah, it's close enough.
35. Damn it.
Okay, so out of those 4 teams, Rico, which one do you pick?
Falcons.
Falcons.
Just a great job.
Okay. All right. I mean, really, they got a couple good skill players. They got Kyle Pitts at tight end, and do they still have Cordell Patterson?
No, don't think about it
Cordell
now.
or Cordell?
Cordero, and they drafted Bijan.
Don't think about it now.
No, I'm just listening to you.
2,000-yard
I'm just
rusher,
listening to
Tyler
you.
Algier.
Yeah, I'm just listening to the skill rush or the skill players.
I don't even want your money. I just want that dumb ass.
And they have a desperate head coach,
What's
Arthur Smith.
Arthur
He's
Smith.
got to win. He don't win, he's gone. Right?
I don't. Yeah, and I think the Marcus Mariota thing just didn't work out in his favor.
Yeah.
Was it Marcus's fault, or was it they just didn't really have a good game plan?
They just fucking blew.
I don't think he's a good coach either, but we'll see.
I don't think I like your language.
What's the last of the division?
The NFC West. Okay, so we're going to the NFC West. The NFC West is the Seahawks, the 49ers, the Rams, and the Cardinals.
I'm gonna go with the Rams.
They sucked.
So did the Saints, but you still voting for them, ain't you?
Jesus Christ. Can you stop talking about them?
Well, we keep talking about terrible teams.
Give me the teams again.
So the Seahawks, 49ers, Cardinals, and Rams.
Go on Tyler Murray.
Really? You want the Cardinals?
Yeah.
They're expected to have the number one pick in the draft next year. They are bad.
See, me, it's a toss-up between the Seahawks and the 49ers.
I'm going Seahawks.
Going Niners.
I got the Seahawks mainly just because I like Geno. I like what he did last season, and I like their offense.
Geno's he's tough.
I see Kyler Murray making a little
He's
run
just
for himself.
he just doesn't seem like a good leader of men, though. You know, he just seems like he's a pompous ass. You know?
Yeah, he is.
Who you talking about?
He is
Tyler Murray, he's the quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, what do you mean pompous ass? What you talking about? Do you know him? You hang out with him?
No, Dad, just seeing what he did, like what he did on, like there's one game on the sidelines. His coach is trying to tell him what play to run, and he literally took off his helmet and he's literally yelling at his head coach in his face, like saying, "I'm not running that shit. We're running this." Like literally,
Because it's bullshit. He knows
Yeah.
what's.
But I mean, you copy quarterbacks. You look at them running all the time. Like Cam Newton had his run.
and then
Cam Newton's
his own team, his own organization, when he signed his new contract, in his contract said that you have to study such and such amount of hours in order to get this money when you're getting paid. Basically saying like you don't go home and study. You just all you do is just go home, play video games, and you don't really care. That's pretty much what they said.
I mean, I can see that. I mean, they also have some great people.
He's also coming off of a major injury though too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't know, like the Seahawks are doing stuff. Maybe like the runs. That's a tough division. It really is.
Yeah. But all right, so we're gonna switch over to AFC. So we're gonna go by this pretty quick. AFC North is the Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, and Browns.
Bengals. Joe Burrow.
I got Bengals as well.
Joe Burrow.
In my opinion,
He's a soldier. He's a warrior. He's a.
and within the next like 3 years for sure, it's going to be Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow in that AFC championship.
Yeah.
They're going to be fighting to get to the Super Bowl every year.
Rico, who you going with?
Bengals.
I got the Ravens.
Lamar Jackson's going to be played with. That's a fact.
Mm.
Yeah, it's honestly a toss up between the Ravens and the Bengals.
So you know the Steelers are going to get 500. They'll get 500 million with Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin's a beast.
Mike Tomlin has not had a losing season ever since he started coaching the Steelers back in 2006. Not one losing
Overrated.
Steelers are they're
Overrated.
season. How is he overrated?
He's.
You fucking suck.
The Steelers know damn well they're not winning the Super Bowl this year. They're on a good foundation right now.
They're not.
I mean, what man
But really,
in the
everything is
position
like
as a head coach in the NFL trips a player when they're running down the sideline?
That's what you.
I mean, seriously though, really though, where are you in life? Where are you in life when you trip another player that's running down the sideline?
I don't think he did that on purpose.
No, he did it on purpose, and he knows what he did.
Y'all think he did it on purpose?
Who's the fourth one?
Browns.
Yeah.
But they got Deshaun Watson, his first full season. Last year he was suspended for like half the season. So hopefully they're hoping that he's.
I don't think I'm doing anything.
What was he suspended for?
Deshaun Watson was suspended for he was sexual allegations.
I don't recollect.
massages.
Please remind me.
He got a good massage.
But you know what I really did
20
like?
women.
He had over 25 women file lawsuits against him for inappropriate sexual misconduct.
Damn, I wish I was
So
Inappropriate
What I didn't
sexual
really like-
misconduct.
Well, like about that divisions controversy and stuff like that, about like Lamar Jackson got, they had a lot of talk about Lamar Jackson wanted more money and stuff like that. And the main argument was that Deshaun was making more than him, and he was
He deserves to be
he was a
paid more.
sexual, he was a sexual offender. Yeah, but I mean, whenever I see somebody like Lamar Jackson and they start whining about how they're not making enough money, and he wants like that much more. That's what you know what I see. I see him whining about how he needs 3 more bedrooms and 3 more Lamborghinis. Like that's bullshit. You know, you get paid all this money, you'd be happy. Like don't be making a controversy over somebody's sexual allegations. You know, don't below yourself to that.
I could use a couple of sexual more allegations.
Wait.
Right.
Were you accused of?
Deshaun was.
No.
He's got
Rico.
I said I could use a couple more sexual allegations.
I hope he's talking about like just 20 seconds. Oh, no, like that. I would either.
No, he's referencing like the Sean stuff. Like just
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll make a couple more.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, one of the women actually came out and said that Deshaun forced her to give him
What the
a hand
hell?
job.
Oh, come on, man. Forced her. Yeah.
She laid there and loved it.
Yeah, you don't think he?
She laid there and
Bless her.
loved it.
A lot of famous.
Bless her heart. Bless her heart.
Lots of famous people get that. That's the way. That's the way life.
I genuinely believe like most of these women knew who he was. And,
Yeah, they did.
When,
Yeah,
in
money.
favor
They
of
want
him.
money.
They laid there and fucking loved it.
You know, you don't know. You don't know down there. You don't know cameras. There are cameras. There would be allegations.
Yeah.
Consider another order.
It's all
Convicted
legal.
charge.
It's all legal.
I mean, in my opinion, if they had any legal evidence, like serious evidence, he obviously.
No, he'd have been prosecuted already.
Already. All right.
Alright, so the AFC West is the Chargers, the Chiefs, Broncos, and Raiders.
Ooh.
Who's not picking the Chiefs?
I wonder this
The
one.
Chiefs are going to finish at the bottom. They're going to be at the bottom. Bottom.
If Patrick Mahomes at the bottom, he's going to do a reverse kick flip and kick the ball 70 yards into the guy's hands. He's going to do a scoop touchdown, and then Patrick Mahomes is going to catch him for the touchdown.
I participated.
From the
I participated in a college football game, and I watched a man kick a ball, punt 77 yards.
That's wild.
It was on ESPN.
How long did how many yards did it roll? Like since it was he can hit like 50 yards, 60.
From foot to touching the ground was probably like
Probably
50,
yeah.
and then it rolled.
Yeah.
It rolled some more yards. But what counts is where it stops. He kicked the ball 70 yards, 77 yards.
I got the Chiefs obviously.
I got the Broncos.
Well, Sean Payton is coaching there now.
Oh, Jesus. Hey, that's just
Hey,
I
that's
don't fucking know.
Dude, you think the refs still don't do that?
Oh,
They
they
never
right?
fucking know.
Like I said,
They owe him a
the
favor.
Chiefs are going to finish at the bottom.
That's a hot take.
They owe him
So
a
who's over there?
favor.
Russell Wilson, right? Russell Wilson. That's where Broncos.
Yeah, he's the quarterback for the Broncos.
Yeah, I seen him watch it.
Yeah, I mean, unless Deshaun can somehow magically turn around the clock, but we'll see.
They owe Sean a favor.
He's going to magically turn them around.
He
I'm
threw
telling
that
you.
pick. He threw that pick in the end zone, right? In that Super Bowl.
What was that? 2018? Yeah, 2018.
He threw that
against the
pick.
Patriots.
Against the Patriots. Yeah,
I'll
that's
never
his
forget.
career.
I'll never forget. The announcer was just like, "Intercepted by Malcolm Butler."
Yeah, that is his career. He went there. He was on the down ever since then. He's probably having still nightmares about that.
Yeah, he does. David, you roll the
Nightmares.
Chiefs.
Oh, of course.
Okay, so all right, then we have the AFC East, which we have. That's the Patriots, Dolphins, Jets, and oh God, Bills. Yeah, thank you. So Patriots, Dolphins, Jets, and
Bills.
Yeah.
Bills.
Bills.
I
Bills.
put Bills. But hey, you know what? I can go on a whim and also say the Jets. Aaron Rodgers is a veteran. It's a very good defense.
I mean,
Josh Allen is good enough to be played with.
Soldier, man.
That's
He's a
fact.
freaking
he
soldier.
really loves. He really
He's a
enjoys
warrior.
running over linebackers. He
Yes.
really loves
Dude,
it.
he's huge, dude. He's literally a
He's like
linebacker.
he's like 6'4", like
Yeah.
like
I mean,
230.
I don't know how long he has left in the league as far as time wise, playing like that. But I mean,
Josh Allen is
I know, but I mean,
Josh
dude,
Allen,
I mean, that getting beat up, but that's a beat up job, man. That's a beat up job.
Yeah.
But he's a soldier. He's a warrior.
I mean, look at Lamar Jackson. You say the same thing about Lamar Jackson.
27. Josh Allen was 27.
Yeah, he's super young. Like,
Yeah,
you
Lamar
said the same thing as
Jackson
you said about Lamar Jackson, but he has a lot. Like Josh Allen runs over people. Lamar Jackson maybe tries every now and
He
then.
runs around people.
But
Josh Allen runs over people.
But
Josh
everybody
Allen
knows, like, it's running quarterbacks don't last.
Yeah,
no matter how you run.
Yeah. I mean, look at James.
But-
James was considered not even a running quarterback, and he ran a little bit. He Flash was like
It's really only
Archie-
been like
Archie
two
Potter
seasons.
vertebrae, yeah.
It's a brutal job, man. It's
Obviously,
brutal.
Lamar doing his thing, but how long can Lamar do that? Though is the question.
All be long.
Yeah, I mean that's why that.
But
Josh
Josh
Allen
Allen-
got paying him. Like
Well,
Josh
what-
Allen,
What'd you say?
Won't be long.
yeah. I mean, that might be why they didn't want to pay him all that money. They might you know.
I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot to invest in.
I'm a big Lamar believer. I'm a Lamar
If you got
fan.
somebody like Tom Brady, you know, he's 45, you pay that much because he's such pop. You know,
Speaking of Tom Brady was like one of the only few quarterbacks in the National Football League that did not sign a max contract. Like he was taking like almost a bare minimum, just so the whole organization could sign and bring on more players to help make the team good.
Aaron Rodgers did that with New York.
Yeah.
I mean, they have literally like rules that surrounded Tom Brady. I mean, not surrounded Tom Brady, but like they have rules for
They
quarterbacks because
literally-
of Tom Brady.
Yeah, they took the rule and they changed the rule where you cannot hit the quarterback below the knee.
Yeah,
Because
that's
of that.
two major rules for quarterbacks. Like I watched, I think it was in the new quarterbacks thing on Netflix with Kirk Cousins.
Oh yeah, he was reading the book to his son.
Yeah. And then he said, he was reading the book to his son about the rules about how they changed it whenever Tom Brady was there, and he told his son, Kirk Cousins told his son, he said, that's why your dad loves Tom Brady. That's hilarious.
Yeah. And then there's the last division, AFC South, which is the Texans, Colts, Titans, and Jaguars. I got the Jags.
Yeah, Jaguars.
You got Rico.
I guess long hair.
Oh, the Jets.
Dude, so
They call him Sunshine now.
I seen a
Yeah,
meme. I seen a meme.
meme.
I seen a like meme, and they put every single starting NFL quarterback, and they made him look like a girl, and they kept Trevor Lawrence the same.
He's probably
They kept his face the same. Like everybody else, like looked really funny. Like it was pretty legit.
he's probably pretty as hell.
They had Trevor Lawrence. Didn't seem to think about it, but it was all out.
All right. Well, hey, like I said, guys, the NFL preseason is going on. More games will be happening next week. And the opening game will be the Lions versus the Kansas City Chiefs. That is September. I want to say September 7th or 8th. September 7th. That's the opening day for the National Football League. So, hey, it should be a good game. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to some football.
We won't get too much into it, y'all, but we'll talk a little bit about baseball. Y'all wanna get in a little bit into professional baseball or any college baseball?
Yeah, talk about the national championship. LSU.
The LSU for it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, so they say that a lot of people are saying that that game that we played Wake Forest with Skeens and Lowry, they were saying that was the best game.
David, be careful. huh?
Yeah, man.
They were saying that was the best game. That
Oh, you going in?
Yes.
All right, dude. Yeah, good time, man. Good time. Good
I
time.
appreciate you guys.
But-
Yeah, we
And also,
enjoyed it.
So then they were saying, but the best moment in LSU baseball history was that, what was it, McDonald? Ben McDonald, whenever he hit that walk off against
No.
Miami.
No, that was Warren Morris.
Warren Morris, I'm sorry. Yeah, oh, no, right. No, Ben McDonald's.
He was
Ben
a
McDonald was a
pitcher.
pitcher.
Yeah.
He
Well,
was,
that's what I meant.
he was he was the first overall pitcher
Yeah.
for LSU.
That's what I meant. Warren Morris against
Warren
Miami.
Morris will probably be the best
Moment.
college
Yeah.
moment ever.